Yeah, shout out to
I
Game
leveled
Pass.
up. Yeah, shout out to Game Pass.
He said PS5 shipments still stuck on the Suez.
Damn.
All right, Beast, let's switch to
Wow.
the cast. I'm not doing that now.
Yeah.
I'm not doing it again right now. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it.
All right.
I refuse to do it again.
That's
DatCode. I love this shirt.
Yep.
I can't be seen. There we go. All right, y'all, let's go. Mark over here with that fantastic drink.
Absolutely.
Oh,
that I do not have. I have coffee. We stay up late around here. If I were to drink on the stream, I wouldn't be making it to after podcast gaming. I wouldn't.
You wouldn't be
I wouldn't
staying
be
up
making
late.
it.
Absolutely. All right, we got AJ is
getting his stuff together. Well, he said not gonna have it.
Yeah, no video tonight. No
video for AJ.
Yeah,
so you know what I realized that's really popular, right? Is this whole concept of like VTube, like faceless YouTubers, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm realizing that Carl is our like faceless like Twitch stream because like we're gonna get big and no one's ever gonna know what Carl's face looks like.
Oh, I told you, 100th episode. We're gonna give him like a slow.
No, we're never gonna do a face reveal for Carl. We're just gonna let Carl be.
What? You get like a small pic of his face and get like a small cutout of that, like a little piece on the like corner.
No, we should do it like lotto scratches, and if you subscribe, like we pick a winner and they get like a little thing and they can scratch out the red square. see his face.
Chad, let us know if you're interested in that.
We're gonna be selling NFTs of Carl's face.
That's exactly what it is. NFTs. You're right. I'm thinking too small. I'm thinking way too small.
You gotta see the bigger picture out here.
Y'all ready? Yeah.
Get vaccinated.
Oh man. All right, man. Well, thank y'all for. Oh, hold up. Let me turn the music off. Oh, there we go. Now we ready. Thanks for joining us and welcome to the Blerdimension podcast. Follow us at Blerdimension here and on social if you haven't already, especially here on Twitch and on YouTube. Turn on notifications so you can be the first to know when we got new content for you. I'm Kavan, Negrito Suave. We got JK, Beasternal.
Yo, welcome back, y'all, for another good week. Oh, okay.
Sorry, go ahead.
See, that's it. You know what? I'm not gonna say it because we have guests here today. I'm not gonna say it.
We got company.
I'm not gonna say it.
Behave yourself.
Listen, I've never behaved in front of company. You could ask my grandmother.
Good Lord. We got Creston, not Cert.
What's good, everybody?
We got AJ Noslinja.
How's everybody doing?
We got JD Creates Activity.
What's up, family? Happy to have everybody.
Troublemaker.
Fuck you.
We got Carl KBH.
So
what's going on, guys?
Hey, and tonight we got a special guest, Mark.
What's up, y'all?
All of our pronouns are he, him, and his. Usually we got 3 segments for y'all on the podcast, but tonight, since we have a special guest, Mark is a full-time software engineer who talks shit in his communities. He used to work at Zenimax. He got credits on Fallout 76 and some cool shit out of the deal, honestly. So we'll be talking about
dope shit.
We're gonna be talking about Mark, and then we're gonna be getting into what's good, where we talk about movies, shows we've been watching, comics we've been reading, games we've been playing, all that type of stuff, and just talk our nerdy shit. After the podcast, we'll have like a quick intermission, then we're gonna get into after podcast gaming. Tonight we're gonna be playing Rocket League, and we're gonna be playing Outriders, which just launched today. So stick around for that. So Mark, what's up, man? How you doing?
I'm good. How y'all doing?
We doing all right.
Yeah, doing good.
A lot going on.
Yeah. So I guess first we want to talk about like how'd you get into blurred stuff? Like, how did you become
What's your
like a
origin
nerd?
story?
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
What nuclear waste did you walk through?
Yeah.
You
I
so
think just computers in general, right? I remember early mid '90s when we first got our computer, like a Windows 95 computer. I would be on all night AOL, just talking to people, and my uncle would come over, and we would be up all night just online, just using the computer. And I think that kind of got me.
What was your screen name back in the day?
Yeah,
It's
what's the
same
first
as it
gamer
is now.
tag?
The same as it is now. I did my screen name and I just kept it all throughout my life. So if you search
Love
for
it, I love it.
some foul shit, then I probably said that shit. But yeah, I just got into it, and it's just been an interest of mine, and I think just based on the things I've been doing and just kind of the cheating I've been doing in school, I just fell into it.
So wait, we said cheating in school. Did you use your gifts?
Yes, I have, and almost so in high school. I remember and I was in high school in the '90s, so I'm a little bit older than some people. We learned how to program in our TI-85s, our TI calculators, and I used it to cheat on tests because you got to remember
Smart.
formulas and all that. And I was like, I just write a function to do that, and I'll call my function and pass the params. I killed my classes. All my classes I could do that: physics, math, just any kind of class I could do that with. I did that. And I went to college. I went to Penn State, and Penn State is a pretty big school, 40,000 students. So you take these huge lecture classes, and then you take these smaller classes during the week for the lecture that where you get to talk to a TA. And they supported that. This is the late 90s, early 2000s. They supported that by having forum where people could talk to each other about their work. So what somebody did, a lot of people who took these classes, there was physics class. A lot of people took these physics classes, took the comp sci class at the same time. And one kid posted C++ executable to answer questions. Like just plug in your variables, and because they gave these tests, and they said just plug in, and it was different variables, like just a word problem and different variables per word problem for everybody. Like just plug in your variables to get the answer. And I did that, and I was like, damn, this shit works. So the next week I wrote a program and distributed it on that forum, and did it for a couple of weeks, and we all got in trouble. We all got called down to the dean's office or the dean of physics or whatever. It's like, we can kick you out of school for this. It's like, for what? We doing what we're taught. We both in comp sci classes, we're in physics classes. We just taking what we learned in one class and applying it in another class.
I'm using my knowledge.
Yeah, that's kind of like my origin story there. I was born a cheater, and now I'm using it for.
I like the term vigilante.
There we go.
I mean,
You fought
you know
against
what?
unfair tests.
I mean, is it really cheating though? Like,
Is it?
No, it's using
I mean,
your knowledge.
it's a form.
No,
Like, it's
guys, it's absolutely cheating. Let's not.
AJ, shut
AJ,
up.
no one needs
Or
full
is it
compensation over here.
efficient testing?
No one needs it. It's
I
efficient.
shouldn't have been punished. The people who should have been punished are the people who downloaded it and used the program. They should
Exactly.
have
That's true. That's true.
because I did more than what was necessary. I did the work. I figured out how the fucking problem works, and then I wrote it in C++.
Exactly, because for all those, you have to actually know how to solve the problem at hand before you can even write the function for it.
Right.
You can't just magically pull out a function in your head. No, you have to actually solve it first.
So
if
everyone
anything, it's more work doing it the way you did it than just doing the problems by themselves.
So he's
They should
right.
have paid me. I should have got a job from that. For real.
Exactly.
So
true.
Smith and Wesson does not get in trouble when somebody shoots somebody. That's true, right?
That's been proven.
The people with the guns
That's not
get
the
in trouble. So I agree with that. But if you're using a program to answer your questions, you're absolutely cheating. That's especially because I don't know. I just it's one thing to say, okay, he understands the function, that's why he was able to answer the question. But there's something to be said about the computation that you do in your head in order to figure out a problem. And it's a lot easier to get through a large test if you're not doing that work. You basically taking that work and you're contracting that work to a program, and then it bounces back to you. And now all you have to really do is supply. Like, yeah, you've done the hard work once, but there's a reason why we do that. There's a reason why we started writing programs to solve those harder problems.
Exactly.
Because eventually your brain power, it's like it's a resource that runs out, right? It's not unlimited. So that's why it's cheating. It's like
remember phone numbers. Do you still remember phone numbers, or do you remember what their name is?
Only the ones that call me every day, right?
Gun to my head, if I had to call my wife without actually having my phone, I'm dead. I'm 100% dead. And that's the most important.
Does she watch this show?
She watches the clips, and she's aware. She's fully aware that I cannot recall her number if I cannot look it up on my phone. Like she knows it.
Damn.
Like my home number, I know my parents' number.
No,
that's it.
The only phone number I remember is from like elementary school. My mom made me remember herself. I remember that one till this day. But
I know my number and I know my mom's number, my mom's house number. My mom she's not even alive anymore. I just know her number.
Exactly.
Man.
Yeah.
I know.
Point is, human brains are flawed, and
very true.
Lord knows I can't wait for I get that shit. You know,
super buggy. Super buggy. I need the 2.0 already.
Exactly. I need the update. I've been needing
the vaccine. You'll have 5G, and you'll be connected with a.
That's true. That's true. The vaccine does connect us with the chips. The reason for the chip shortage.
To the singularity.
He's absolutely right. He's absolutely right. I am connected.
Well, yours isn't fucking working. I'm gonna tell you that right now.
It hurts right now.
No. Great. That explains why he's been hacking the games and getting all the good.
That makes sense.
5G.
Oh shit.
That's that 5G connection. The computer thinks it's one of his.
It's so good, right?
Is it hacking or just utilizing what you got?
Bro.
Fair. You know, I think we made that
statement. It's just like in basketball. You know, is the guy who's taller than you and can shoot better hacking, or did he just practice more?
Look at that.
Wow.
Or the motherfucker's just big for no reason. I mean, there's that option too.
This nigga should be president.
Feet tall though.
Sorry about that.
I'm sorry. If you go ahead, Carl.
Practice 7 feet tall.
Nah, you can't practice being taller. Nah. There's no way.
You can practice it. You can get on stilts, but it just doesn't matter.
It just doesn't matter.
It's not useful. You can definitely practice being 7 feet tall. It's just not
Try
useful.
it out.
It's not gonna work for you.
Oh shit. All right. So Mark, what was like your shit when you was younger? Like cartoons you couldn't miss? Like did you have to have like every Lego set? Did you have to have all the hot? Like what was your shit?
Saturday morning cartoons.
I would come home and I grew up when Power Rangers was on.
Mm-hmm.
So that whole block from like 2:30 to like 6 o'clock.
Yes, sir.
There's Animaniacs, Rescue Rangers, all that shit.
That's that good shit.
You know what's crazy? I have a 19-year-old son, and for a while we didn't have cable. So what I did was I downloaded all my shit that I liked when I was younger.
Same.
And he would watch that, and that's all my works right now. But he's into what I was into back then.
Don't you love that?
Rangers.
Yes. Don't you love that? My daughter absolutely loves Power Rangers.
Yeah,
I just recently showed her Thundercats, and she just can't get enough of that. She has watched the whole DVDs about 3 times over now.
Yeah, I remember watching Thundercats. And you know, and I would stay home a lot from school, so it was all about like Wheel of Fortune and fucking what's the show where you run up on stage and you do the prices right?
The Price is Right.
Yeah.
Shit.
This man watching daytime
I remember
television.
they had the college edition of Price is Right, and you used to see like
college edition?
Yeah, they had HBCU edition. They had like FAMU, Spelman. Yeah.
What was different about that? Like, what they price? Nigga shit? Like, what kind of stuff did they price on the HBCU version?
How much is this ramen?
These satin head wraps. How much are these satin head wraps?
Price of homecoming package.
How much is this do-rag with the gold flat?
Yep. How much does soft brush cost?
How much is this can of Murray's? Can of Murray's. How much is this can of Murray's?
Don't nobody know how much a can of Murray. When the last time anybody ever bought a can of Murray's? It just been there in the house.
I finished my first can of Murray's.
This can of Murray was my grandfather's.
I know. I finished my first one this year.
Holy
congratulations! I felt like an Xbox achievement popped up in my life in real life. It was like,
Wouldn't that be crazy?
Congratulations.
Wouldn't that be crazy?
That
If,
XP for finishing a can of Merc.
Absolutely.
Wouldn't that be crazy in real life? Like in the future where they had like achievements actually pop up for you doing shit.
God, I wouldn't give shit. Yeah. Congratulations for sitting on the couch for 3 hours straight.
We can do that right now. I'm pretty sure if we put our heads together, we can come up with something right now to give niggas achievements for.
We're doing shit.
We're doing shit. You go on a march. Congratulations. You went on a march for it.
You eating out the third day in a row? There's your achievement.
There's your achievement.
Right.
You haven't done laundry 4 times this week? There's your achievement.
Yeah, right. Basically, listen, I saw an article the other day that was about how printers, laser printers, color printers would print out grids of yellow on white paper to trace that printer so they know who printed out what. So every printer ever made print out this just invisible grid of color so that they can trace it back to whoever printed it out. So it's possible to trace everything back to everybody else. It's very possible.
They did that for counterfeiting, right?
What'd you say?
Counterfeiting.
Yeah. Counterfeiting. You ever scan a dollar in a scanner?
Nah.
It'll black it out. It'll do like every other line. It'll do like band.
Really?
Like flag. Yeah. If you get like a real high quality printer or a scanner and throw it in there and throw a dollar bill in there. Yeah, it's built into the machine. So built into the printers. Yeah, it's that tracking mechanism. It's crazy.
Fascinating. I want to test that. I have a printer a scanner back there.
Go put a dollar right now. I see it.
Go put $1 in there right now.
Go put $1 in it right now. Yeah. On stream. In front of everybody. Go ahead and do it.
Real talk. Yeah. Let's see what happens.
He's like, let's see what happens. Yep.
You said I think he's trying to set you up. I'm dead. All right. We'll have to test that. That's crazy. I never knew that. That's like my first time ever hearing about it. Yeah. They don't want people copying dollars.
When we were talking about that, I was just like, what stops me from just like scanning the dollar?
That's how they figured out who was printing out merchant or propaganda for COINTELPRO.
Oh shit.
What that shit? I posted a link to it. I'll give you guys a link for it.
Yeah, definitely.
You know what? That makes sense. That's how they do it for government files too. They have like a small little. That makes sense.
That's how the article I read. That's how they found Reality Winner, the woman who leaked those documents that she got. Because she thought it was safer to print them out at work than to do digital stuff. But the printer said she's in the Pentagon, wherever she at, on this date. The sheet of paper, the little yellow line,
it's like a small, like invisible ink, like thing that is like a chip or something that tells like the time, date, what she printed out, classification, all that shit.
All that.
That's crazy.
Bro.
Yeah, I just thought about that. That's fucking crazy.
Hey, just write your own firmware to fix that. You gotta.
The niggas know when you browse Amazon and you order some shit you don't need, you can get in the for that. Like, congratulations on ordering something that you're not going to use.
Exactly, dude. Crazy. Yeah, I could. I'd be up there. My G score would be serious. I got a coffee maker sitting in the kitchen right now, unopened. I know. I was like, yeah, I need this coffee. This one we got is old. I drink coffee, but I'm still using the old coffee maker that I bought it to replace. Ain't nothing wrong with that damn coffee maker.
Hey man, just keep it in the box. Sooner or later, it's gonna be like a limited edition item or whatever. You can sell it back or something.
It's not even brand name. I inherited it.
I've been watching a lot of Pawn Stars, so now I'm like, man, you could haggle that. You can get some money off of that in the future. You don't have to wait about 30 years, but you can be like, look, it's a coffee maker. I know we just inject it right into our veins now,
right? But this is how we used to do it right here. This is what you need.
Keep it in the box, man.
Yeah.
True shit. All right. Tech, you not.
Yeah, I can't hear. You can't hear you, Tech.
We cannot hear you on Discord. I don't think he can hear us.
Oh, he can.
He's got the little headphone joint.
Is that the red one?
Yeah, he definitely.
That's the light skin one in the top middle. So we gonna talk about Mark's professional background.
Y'all laughing at being light skinned? Like,
I mean, we laugh about him being light skinned all the time. It's okay. It's all right. He knows. He knows we talk about this. Oh, he don't know. Okay. Take your time.
Oh, shit.
So, what did you want to be when you grew up, Mark?
I want to be an architect. I actually went to school for architectural engineering.
Holy shit. That's serious.
Yeah, I went to Penn State. I wanted to be an architect, and Penn State had the great architectural engineering program. They were like #1 in the country when I went. That makes sense. I'm gonna go for engineering. And I know this math shit. In high school, I was on NESB. I did the math competition.
Okay.
I helped my team win regionals, and then we won a trip to Disneyland in California. We went out there and we lost horribly, but I had fun because I was 16 or whatever.
Yeah.
But I was in that math shit, and I was like, engineering makes sense. So I went to Penn State because they were #1 in engineering. And then a couple years in, I did an internship with an architectural engineering firm. I was like, I don't want to do this shit. This is not what I want my life to be. And after that, I discovered web stuff. And I was like, I want to be a programmer. So I started studying programming just on my own. And now I'm a self-taught programmer. And I just do what I do.
What exactly
That's
turned you
exactly how I
off
felt.
from architecture? Like what like stood out to you? It was like, oh no, I ain't doing that shit.
Yeah.
Well, it was the engineering portion of it. It wasn't architecture. Like I like the creative part of architecture. Just like, hey, I'm gonna draw this building and I'm gonna just do something wild. I'm gonna solve this problem on a visual level. But the engineering was like taking that information. It was taking the kind of engineering I did was structural engineering. So it was taking the things the architects came up with, making it possible, making it plausible. So it was very. When it got to me, I was very low on the totem pole. When it got to me, it was like, all right, well, you got this I-beam with 4-inch, a 1/4-inch flange and a 4-inch clearance from the flange. What kind of bolt do you need right here? So it's my job to draw out the blueprint and write the kind of bolt that would support that kind of force couple system. It was just a lot of stuff that I just wasn't into. So
that's how I felt with computer engineering. Like, I got to circuits. I was like, why the hell am I doing this? I don't want to know about
circuits.
I was
That's not to everybody. That's
weeds
everybody out.
It was super. Like, it bummed me out. Like, I was like, dog, I feel super stupid.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I got into programming, I was like, this makes more sense.
Mm-hmm.
And especially with one of our teachers, Dr. Black, he's the one that actually kept me going, because he was like, yeah, I know you having problems, but you'll get it. And it wasn't until I started doing some of the coding myself, because I never did coding before I got to FAM, and just worked. I was like, shit, okay, cool.
Malik said circuit design was trash.
It was.
Yeah, that's the class. That's the class. Every one of my friends from school who was an engineer was like, that's the class everybody fails, and that's how everybody gets out of electrical engineering or computer engineering. They just like circuits just kills them all. They don't want to do it anymore. That's where you get a lot of industrial engineers when circuits happens. That's why a lot of people go to industrial, because it's like it's a lot easy. They just get crushed under that class.
Yeah. It really kills your spirit though. Like, I'm like, dog.
Damn, your spirits.
It like Creston would tell you, like, I came out of engineering. He's like, dog, what is wrong with you? He was like, bruh. I was like, bruh, circuits is a soul killer. Like, it makes you think like you are inefficient in life.
Damn.
And if you don't pass this class, like the teachers, or some of the teachers were okay, but some of them were like, look, man, you're not gonna pass this class. Just go ahead and quit. I'm like, well,
so
shit.
When they say circuits, is this like a IR circuit, like electrical circuit, or is it logic circuit? What kind of circuit are you talking about?
Electrical circuits. I think they did logic circuits too. it was pretty much this. Pretty much, you had to pretty much make a circuit based on certain patterns. Like if you had to do an IR circuit or what's the other one? Closed loop, open loops, stuff like that. Is
I think it's a mix. I think like you're dealing with both like worrying about the voltages and all the other stuff, but also the logic behind it too. You can't negate the logic just because you're doing like the electrical circuit part. So
yeah, and you had to remember all the calculations and by you had to remember all the calculations. You can't use any help or anything. So like all the equations and shit, you had to remember off dome. I'm like, nope, I'm good.
Bro, that sounds terrible.
That's why I started cheating in high school.
Listen, understandable at that point.
Real.
So I know you said, Mark, that you're self-taught. How did you and you said you found web and you were like, boom, this is the thing. How did you end up finding web?
I don't know. It was, like I said, I'm a bit older than you guys. So it was around the original web boom, like the 99, 2001 time. And I was like, damn, motherfuckers is making money on the internet? I better look into this. So I lived in Philly and I worked in Jersey for this internship. So I had a 2-hour bus ride. And one weekend I was like, oh, what's Webby? What do I know Webby? So I bought a Flash 5 Bible, a book. You could probably look this up. It was a Flash book. And I just read it on the bus. Just like read this shit. Like I was going and then I would come home and try to make like little Flash programs, whatever. And it worked out well for me. I had all these kind of ideas of what all the stuff I wanted to do as far as architectural engineering. I was like, oh man, it'd be cool if you could have like a big drafting board that was a big screen and do all these type of things. And I would try to mimic that and do that in software. Not so much success, but I would do it. And that's what kind of got me into it. And then a friend of mine, when I got back after the internship, he was like, do you know how to make a website? I did how to make a website. And then I looked up PHP and I got into PHP and I was like, that was it from there. That was like my entry into web development. And I was able to use the stuff that I was kind of able to use to channel that energy I have for just architectural engineering and channel it into just web development in general. I grew from there.
Yeah, that's pretty cool, man. So I guess after the job with your friend, did you end up getting like a full-time job, like doing web development?
I did. I worked at a small furniture store, and this is where I scanned $1. I worked at a small furniture store for like this mobster. He was like a mobster. He was like really like a motherfucker who people came to and they need problem solved.
Oh,
and he ran this furniture store in town. And then one day, I'll tell you the story. One day I was just working. I was just updating the website. And he was like, hey, you want to buy a coffee shop? I was like, fuck yeah, I want to buy a coffee shop. I'm 19 years old. I want to buy a coffee shop. Or I'm 21 or something. Yeah, I want to buy a coffee shop. And he gave me all this paperwork. And I would talk to my friends about it. Like, yeah, let's do this. And we went and we talked to the coffee shop owners. They were selling because they were having a baby. It's going to be born with some difficulty. So they wanted to get out of the coffee shop. It was called the Daily Grind or something. It was like the only small-owned coffee shop in State College where Penn State is at. So like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll buy this. And we had this vision of what we want to do at the coffee shop. And we were talking to them, and we learned how to buy the beans and learn how to roast the beans, and they talked us through all this stuff. And we brought a whole bunch of people together. We were like 19, 20, 21, just saying, yeah, we're going to do this. And then one day we're like, this don't make any fucking sense. We're 20 years old. How are we going to buy a coffee shop? And then we dropped it. And then the place closed down a few weeks later. In the newspaper, it was like, yeah, the coffee shop closed down because of the dreams of some teenagers who couldn't get it done. It's like, oh, let's talk about us. We did that.
Wow.
But yeah,
That's disrespect.
Yeah,
That's real.
You know, we said we was gonna keep it open, but we did. But yeah, he was. That was like my first programming job, and it was a great job. It was for a place called Village Craft, and they sold these tables that were shaped like martini glasses. Then they came out with some new shit. It was shaped like margarita glasses, where it was round.
Oh shit!
Round, because the martini glasses are just straight.
Yeah,
they was definitely innovating out there. And I was just playing around. I was just like, yo, it'd be cool if the site did this and did this, and I was
right.
fucking around. And I was taking what I learned from my Flash 5 Bible, and I was like, oh man, it'd be cool. It's a Flash website, and I make the whole website Flash, and a whole bunch of bullshit. I got paid the bullshit, but I did it. Got the job done. It's like my first real programming job.
Yeah, hey, that's the best kind of like first job where you get to experiment, learn shit. You know, that's dope.
I bet I got paid like $8-10 an hour, like nothing crazy, but I loved it because
Hey, but you got to own a coffee shop.
Yeah, for a brief second, right? Got to act like I own one. Yeah, it was cool.
That's a cool story.
It was the antithesis of the video store job I had. I worked at Hollywood Video, and the craziest, the most labor-intensive thing I did was sort videos in alphabetical order, and I would just stack them up in alphabetical order and put them around the store. And listen to Bringing Down the House promos. I swear to God, I've never seen that movie just because I heard the promo so many times. You know, Queen Latifah movie with
with Dean Martin.
No,
I'm never gonna watch that movie because that promo is played over in my head over and over. Yeah, Steve Martin. It played over.
Dean Martin.
Yeah.
Well, I fucked up.
You know, they different. They white. Like it's the same.
He got D. Martin's got the voice though.
He said voice.
The same nigga to me. D. Martin.
Whoever, one of them.
Oh,
shit. Oh man. All right. So, cool. That's a really cool. I didn't know you were self-taught. Like I know you know, work in the industry and been working for a minute, but I didn't know you were self-taught. And I mean,
yeah, it's cool. I love talking about that because it gives people a lot of just a lot of perspective,
absolutely
a lot of hope. Because people feel like you have to fit into a certain box. You have to go this certain path in order to be successful in this industry, and you don't. Like I honest to God, I make more money than a lot of people I know, and I didn't even finish college. You know what I mean? And it's just I try to tell people, I try to talk to people about that because it's empowering. It says, hey, as long as you put the work in, put the right work in, and you're lucky. Like I'm extremely lucky, and you happen to find that you ride the right wave. Like Elon Musk, he ride the right wave. You know what I mean? If you happen to ride the right wave, and you're lucky, and you put the work in, then you can do some shit. And that's how I feel about my journey through.
Yeah, that's dope. So, let's talk about your time at Zenimax for a little bit. Mm-hmm. So how did you end up there?
I gotta be safe though, because Zenimax, they're like the sue niggas. I remember.
Okay.
So every December they hold this thing called a town hall. Mm-hmm. And the very first town hall I went to, the very first town hall I attended, I think it was 2017. They opened up the town hall. The guy Robert Altman, the CEO, I think that's his name, Robert Altman. He opened the town hall, and his big thing was that they sued Facebook, and they got money from Facebook because John Carmack took VR tech to Facebook.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
And he was so proud of that, and they got like a giant applause and all that bullshit, and they was like, yo, we litigation happy. I want to be safe when I talk about Zenimax. These niggas want to sue all of us. They're going to sue you. They're not just going to sue me.
It was a warning shot. He was like, all right, y'all motherfuckers don't step out of line.
I'm taking all y'all niggas down with me. Zenimax come for me, I'm taking all y'all niggas down. So, be ready.
See more.
All right, so what did you do for Zenimax?
I was on I work, Zenimax is an umbrella company. They own a whole bunch of studios. I work for a studio, Zenimax Online, and they made the game Elder Scrolls Online. And I worked on the backend team, the game server part of the backend team. So my job was to take the bits that's coming from the game, translate it to what we use, RabbitMQ, whatever, and I think we use a MariaDB, I think, for database. Translate it to those kind of calls and translate it back for the game to process. One of the first big things I worked on in the game was Twitch integration. We're on Twitch right now, right? So it was so that people could stream the game, and a person streaming the game, viewers could buy for that person in the game. So that was big for them. They made a lot of fucking money selling shit in the game, which I was surprised by. Like I remember during one of the town halls, they talked about how they made one guy, he logged in for like a day. He didn't even spend more than a day in the game. And he spent like 20 grand or 30 grand in the game. Just like, I'm just going to download everything and that's it. And never play again. It's like, what the fuck are you doing?
Wow.
They made a lot of money doing that shit. So during Twitch integration was big. And my code actually fell over when they did it at E3. So I wrote the code. You can go on Twitch and you can watch somebody stream the game, and then you can say, all right, well, I want to buy this guy some shillings or something. I don't know what the currency was. I want to buy this guy some in-game currency, and I'm watching the guy play the game on Twitch, and you can buy the guy some in-game currency, and they get a drop doing E3. And the way I wrote the code was so bad that it fell over because so many people wanted to do it during E3. So we had to go through and kind of do an emergency kind of code update and code patch. And this was crazy because I don't know how many people are in Scrum, but we had like a 4-week development cycle, like a 4-week sprint. So we would develop for 4 weeks, test it for a few weeks, and then push the code out. So in order to get a patch up, it was a big deal. So we had to do like a giant patch to like patch up this E3 code that I kind of messed up. I think the problem was it was like hitting the database too much and not hitting cache. I don't quite remember. But when they did the drop, it was a big deal.
How did you feel in that situation? Like, were you like, oh shit, like is my career over, or like how did you like get through that process? Because I know that was
well, at the time I didn't care. Right? Right, because I was a veteran in software. Like if I were younger, I would probably stress over it a lot. But at the time, the code, it went from my development machine. It went from something that was QA'd and kind of tested and kind of verified against other developers and said, this looks okay, this looks good. And then it went through this whole, like I said, 4-week pipeline where we're going to okay it, we're going to approve it, and we'll push it out. I knew what the problem was as soon as it happened. But I didn't give a fuck that it failed. It's like, fuck it. It's not my money. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm getting more money if somebody worked.
That's some real shit right there.
Facts. You said it's not my money, bro.
Yeah, motherfuckers not paying me that much for me to care anyway.
So when you're working on the game stuff, right? Like you said, your backend team was sending stuff to MQ. So like is that like game controls to update game state, or
so yeah,
what's being sent?
It could be. There's like two kind of back-end processes. There's a back-end process for the actual game. So the game itself would send updates. So I'm running from an Xbox. The game itself would send an update to the game server, and the game server would send that update out to other users. Because Elder Scrolls Online is a real-time game. You play online with other people, like you guys were just playing with the other game. And it would send those updates to the other players. And that kind of stuff relies on RabbitMQ. RabbitMQ is just like a back-end process thing that just take a message and sends it out to a bunch of brokers and a bunch of people. Then there's kind of like the game, the kind of server side of stuff, the stuff that I'm talking about where it's like, all right, well, let's interact with not only the actual game that's running, but let's interact with some outside service. Let's interact with Facebook. Let's interact with Bethesda.net. Let's interact with Twitch or whatever kind of external service. And that's kind of the stuff that I was in charge of, the kind of stuff I was working. So I wasn't necessarily working on the game server. I would dip into it every once in a while to kind of figure out some problems. Mainly working on the integration stuff that wasn't essential to the game running.
Okay.
So basically, it would broadcast the updates to those certain services in real time, basically, as the game's going.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
I asked because I found surprising because I thought like some of that stuff you wouldn't necessarily you'd want like a lossy connection.
Mm-hmm.
Like if people have a bad connection, right? You don't necessarily want their game to be paused because their connection got garbage. So you just let some packets just fall to the ground. But
yeah, and that's the beauty of RabbitMQ. So you will put a message on the queue and just forget about it.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know if you guys used it or not. So RabbitMQ is just like, all right, I'm just putting this message out there and I can go on about my day. So it's like putting a letter in the mail and just saying, all right, well, that letter will get where it's going eventually. And then the person who receives the letter can do something with it. That's exactly what RabbitMQ is. So a lot of times, they put a message on the queue.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got some other service that's reading from the queue and it just pulls the message down and says, I'm going to do something with this message.
Gotcha.
And that's exactly how I interact with Twitch.
Oh, so it just stacks upon it, and then like as it goes, it's pulling off the stack just to. Oh, okay, huh? Algorithms do come in handy.
Yeah, that's your queue in your stack, right? Yeah. There you go. Yeah, except it's on a kind of web scale or game scale kind of level. But it's crazy, and this is something you guys could probably relate to, that you go to a company, you think they're gonna have their shit together. It's all bad. It's all bullshit. You get in there like, man, like y'all live like this? This is how y'all do? And it's all bad. It's all bad.
Bruh. Not you live
not
like
even
this.
at Zenimax, huh?
You live like this. It's all bad. Like they did, like we did Python. It was horrible. We did Python for Bethesda.net was built on Python. And then they took Bethesda.net's code and used it, or they did Cinemax, or they did SAS, Elder Scrolls Online, as Python, and they moved that over to Bethesda.net. And then those kind of branched off. And then they did Bethesda.net over in Golang, which was nice. And then I worked on 76, which was Golang, which was nice on the back end.
Huh. That's interesting.
Is that what you're doing now? Is Golang?
I'm doing a lot of Golang now. Yeah, just by coincidence. I didn't look for a Golang job or anything like that, but I do a lot of Golang now on the back end. It's really nice. It's succinct and to get the job done, and it's uses a little bit of resources, which is amazing.
Yeah, I've heard it's fast, but that is like weird to get used to.
It is
from
weird.
other languages.
It's very weird, especially the concurrency stuff. The concurrency model is a lot different than what you're used to. I mean, you're used to a program executing line by line. You get to a line. But the way Go is, and it took me a while to kind of figure this out. The way Go is like you get to a line and you're in a Go routine, and then you start another stack, and that stack could do its thing, and it can communicate back to the main stack. It's pretty cool. It's pretty cool the way it works.
So it's like pre-processes going.
Exactly. That's
self-taught as well, or like on the job type of thing?
Yeah.
How'd you get into it?
The first time I ever did Go was at Zenimax, and it was like, hey, we need some people to work on 76, and it's a Golang backend. Learn Go, and I learned Go, and I got started.
Nice.
And I would play 76, and I was like, what, people would like this game? I was dumbfounded because I'm not a big gamer. I was dumbfounded. Like people would like this game. Like I knew it was gonna be trash before it launched, and then it launched, and I was like, I don't care about that shit.
Oh man, that's
Bruh.
hilarious. And your prediction came right.
It came right.
Yeah, it's still struggling. So how long
It's
did
not
you
because of Go.
You,
Nice.
no, it's not because of a Go specifically.
Not at all.
It's
I
they just
think it's
have problems.
because they refuse to use a different game engine for the game.
Mm,
I'm just assuming. Um, I'm assuming the game engine is the same game engine from the other Fallout game.
yeah,
And
it
it's
definitely
crazy.
feels like Fallout 4 online though.
Yeah, they showed. Yeah, right. What happened? What happened at Zenimax? The whole the overarching studio is that Elder Scrolls Online launched. It wasn't successful at all. Like its first year,
Mhm.
maybe 2 years. Then it became the highest grossing thing that Cinemax has across the board, across all their games.
Yeah,
Then because of that, they said, you know what, all our games need to be a service like Elder Scrolls Online is a service. Then they said, you know what, how can we make Fallout a service? And they took Fallout 4, or was it Fallout 4? And they made it a service, which turned into 76.
Oof.
I don't even like the sound of that, and I mean, I guess that's why the game failed. Like that's why it's still trash to this day.
Yeah, I haven't even looked into it. It's funny because when I worked there, they gave us great perks. They just gave us like free games or low cost games. Either they was free or like $10 or something like that.
Damn.
And I have a lot of them. I actually can show you some of them. I brought them over here, like collector's editions. But they gave us these games, and I don't even know where I was going with this. They gave us these games, and damn, I don't even know where I was going with that. Well, I might as well show them these collector's editions right here.
Yeah. Oh.
Here we go.
That's pretty sweet.
So yeah, they gave us.
Oh,
Quake.
Oh, damn.
My son ended up playing them. I would get these games and I would get all these things for him. And it's crazy because I have all these games on the Switch that they would convert to Switch that I don't even play. And he didn't even open this.
I would do the
I said I
same
would open
thing.
it, but Bobby said I shouldn't open it. I should keep this.
I mean,
Yeah, definitely keep them because
Yeah.
people are paying top dollar for them giants.
Yes.
I mean, thousands.
Hey man, you can sell them about the same time Swall sells that coffee machine.
Yeah, right. We could both make our internet money. Maybe we could make them NFTs or something.
I'd still play Halo and collect those games. I'd do the same thing.
Somerset, they gave us this. But yeah, they will always give us like cool perks and things like that, and which is a bunch of stuff. And I remember getting the 76 set, and it came with a helmet.
Did they give you the plastic bag, or did you get the canvas?
I got the plastic bag. I got the plastic bag like everybody else.
Yeah.
I think they upgraded the canvas eventually after all that.
After people were on their ass about that shit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
People were upset. So, how long did you end up working at Zenimax?
Just a year. I couldn't do more than a year. It was at my job. I was like, there's no need for me to come into the office. No need for me to come to the office at all. The people were nice. They had nice perks. Like they would have breakfast. They had a cafeteria where you had to order stuff. You had to pay for it. But it was a full kitchen. It was very nice.
Okay.
It was nice. Tuesdays and Thursdays had this crazy big breakfast. Every day they had crazy big lunch and all that. I was like, there's no need to be in the office. Not for the work I do.
Right.
And
True.
at the time, I just started looking at other places, and I found another job that just paid me a lot more money. And I was like, you know what? I'm leaving. And the other job was remote, so I could just stay home. So I entered the remote job. Pandemic hit. I was about a year into the pandemic before everybody had to stay home, so I was already used to it. But yeah, I was only there about a year, and it wasn't anything bad. Like a lot of people, I know the game industry in itself has a lot of negative things going on. A lot of people feeling like they can't be themselves. A lot of people feeling like there's now negative pressure coming And I think part of the reason I think I was able to avoid that is because of luck. I would say my career as a software engineer is different than a lot of other Black people or minority people's career as software engineer. It's just pure luck. I haven't had any hardships, any issues. And in addition to that is that I'm kind of a big person. I don't know if the big guys kind of can relate to this, but people move out my way when I walk down the street. It's just shit like that. And people don't fuck with me. And, people don't fuck with me in person, don't fuck with me at work, don't fuck with me at all. And I feel like that kind of changed to just having a negative experience at work.
They know what's up. They know what not to do.
Right. But nigga, it's just a difference. It's because I'm how I'm built.
Yeah. They were like, "Oh, hey man, hey boss man, I was like, why y'all call me boss man? Like,
Right.
Working here like you.
Working here like you? What you talking about?
Yeah, we fucking employees.
Right.
Yeah.
So crazy. So, all right. I mean, that's cool. Them special editions. I mean, it would be cool to see it, but like, oh man, thinking about you like opening them joints. I'm not even a collector like that. It give me anxiety, bro. Like I can't.
Yeah, and he has so many games. He has every game they had because they had this website where you can just go and just either order the disc or get the code. I would give them all to him, and I would take pictures of the codes and all that. So he would never use them. My son, and he has them all on his computers in his room, and they're on his computer, but he never uses them.
Don't even play them. It's crazy.
It was a cool place. It just wasn't for me.
There's Halo, so.
I remember
there's always Halo.
I remember they did a like a diversity kind of video. They were filming a diversity video, and they had this white guy like doing it. I was like, "Why the hell is he doing this diversity video?" and why is he doing it? He's an eccentric guy. I won't say weird because that's like the wrong way to describe him. But he would come into the office every Friday in like a little ill-fitting suit. But he would wear a suit every Friday. And come to find out, like they had him in the video because he was Jewish. Like, man, that's different. That's diverse.
Okay, so
they didn't have like the women. They didn't have like the Black people there. Or niggas
right. They didn't have. So their idea of diversity was like a slightly ethnic white man.
Exactly.
Freedom of religion, man. Gotta respect religion.
It's like having a blind person as your optician or something.
It was ridiculous. I spent my time. I was so done with the job. I spent my time. There was an older Black security guard. I spent my time talking to him all day. Like I would be downstairs talking to him for 2 hours about nigger shit and just Black shit. I remember wearing a shirt.
There's always that one at the office. Like
it's always, and it was great, and I love him, and I love him for that, and I miss him. He passed away, and I miss him. I wish I was there.
Is it me or like every time you like when you go to a job, like of course you have the Black people around the office, but like there's certain like people that you gravitate towards and talk to more than your own team, and you always like hanging with them.
Mm-hmm.
Like
everybody in the kitchen was Black, and I told them about. It's like, oh man, you're the cool one. You the only one to talk to us. I'm like, word? I'm the only person that talked to y'all. And they was just,
I could believe that.
Crazy.
Very much so. So, so what you up to today, man? Like, I guess a couple things. Like, what's your shit today? Like, what are you, fucking with? Like, are you doing any cool projects? Like, at home, you playing any good games? You writing any, like, cool programs?
Well, my main thing is DatCode. You guys, I think some of you guys are members of DatCode.
Yep.
It's just a community for Black people in tech. You don't have to be it's not a community for just coders or for just people who are online and are Black and are or people who are Black or are Black adjacent. Just
that felt specific.
Well, you gotta fuck with Blackness, right? If you fuck with Blackness and you online, you can come to DatCode. And that's our thing. Like we're trying to build this space where just people just can come and be themselves online. I think we have a lot of fun on there. Talk about just we can let our hair down, and I don't have any hair, but we can let our hair down and be our community and just do the things that we
Real
do.
or imaginary, it's all good.
Yeah,
There you go.
right. Or I let my beard down.
Yeah, there you
flow.
go. There you go.
And we just do what we do. So that's kind of what I focused on outside of work. Right now, professionally, I work for a company, card data. We just crunch a bunch of card data and just create reports and all the technical bullshit from it. But yeah, so they plug into the ODB2 port and they send all this telemetry data out to the service, and we crunch that data and do stuff. And I do that in Go, like somebody was talking about before. But yeah, it's just that's it. And DatCode, and I got a whole bunch of side projects going, and I'm working on. And I have a 19-year-old son who at one point a week ago was an anti-vaxxer, and now he's not anymore because I'm like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Are you an anti-vaxxer? And it's just it's just a whole bunch of stuff like that. But that's it.
Well, yeah, that
Did he
comes
give you
with the
a whole bunch of
territory
facts?
age.
He talked about Dr. Sebi, and he thought that he could eat his way out of getting the viral disease. And I was like, nigga, what? Tom and Jerry meme, like, nigga, what? Like, that makes no sense. You think you can fucking eat away of viral infection? But yeah, it was a whole bunch of shit like that. And he was in college. He had a date tonight. I wonder how his date went. He told me he met a girl on, what's the name of the app? Yubo. I never heard of this app. And then he described it to me. He said it was Instagram and Snapchat together. Last night was the very first time I heard this app. And I looked it up, and it's Tinder for children.
Okay.
And it's the age range to be on this app is 13 to 25. And it's like, who the fuck approved that app where the age range is 13 to 25 and it's basically Tinder for children?
It's the same shit they're trying to do with Instagram.
He found some girl to go out with him. So I'm curious how that went.
That's insane.
Yeah. What were you about to ask, Chris? Before we.
Oh no, I was gonna ask, like, how did you juggle career and family life? Like, I know that's something that's like the next step for me. And I'm always kind of like anticipating that. But like, what was your experience like, just kind of juggling everything? Because being a developer is very demanding and time consuming. So how did you juggle that?
You have kids?
Nah.
No. Well, your kids are going to, when you have kids, and if you do have kids, they're going to just see what you do, and they're going to think that's the thing that's what they're supposed to do. Anybody have kids on here?
Yeah, I have some kids.
They're going to mimic you. They're going to say, like my son right now, he's in computer science because you think that's what he's. I'm like, no, that's not. Like, I don't think you're interested in that. I think he a few weeks ago, a month ago or so, he sent me this text and he was like, I made $10,000 on GameStop. He's like, man, I was 30 before I have $10,000. You know what I mean? It was just that type of thing. I was like, I think you're interested in that. But he's in computer science because he thinks that's what he's supposed to do, because that's what he sees me do. So I would think that to answer your question, I would say that you're allowed to just cut it off at 5 o'clock. You do your 9 to 5, you cut it off, and if you're interested in it beyond 5 o'clock, then okay, that's cool. But don't let it go beyond that if that's not what you're interested in. If you're interested in doing woodworking or little league basketball coach or whatever, do what you got to do outside that between 5 and 9 p.m. You know what I mean? Do the things that you want to do, because that's what your family's going to see, and that's what your family's they're going to build that kind of ideal of what it means to be an adult, what it means to be a man, what it means to be a person, based on kind of what you do in addition to work. And my son, he saw me do a lot of kind of computer related stuff, and he thought that's what he needs to do. I'm trying to get him away from that. So do what you need to do. Just if it's I don't know, like I said, it's anything. Just do what you do, and bring them on too. I think a part of if I could do it again, I would have him writing code as soon as possible. I taught him math at 2 and 3. He didn't even know how to write the numbers, but he knew how to count, he knew how to do the math. And we had to have a reference for the numbers. Like he knew how to do it. But I would have him writing code just because that's what I'm into. But do what you do and then bring your family along.
What age would you taught your son code?
I would have taught him he was into computers very early. I have like 2 YouTube videos, and one of them is him playing a video game. I don't know what it is. It was Need for Speed, where you could be the cops.
Ooh.
He used to love being the cops. Like he used to love being a police officer. He'd be like, "You want to be the cops, nigga? You want to be the cops?"
I don't know.
And the crazy thing is, like, he used to want to be the cops and want to be the BMW. So we'd be on the bus, like, on the way to work. Like, hey, Dad, there's a BMW. And everybody, like, yes, I know how about BMWs.
That's hilarious. That is hilarious.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Like, here's a BMW. Like, yo, we on the bus.
I have a couple daughters, so I'm trying to think, like, I don't want to be that guy pressing it, but at the same time, I'm like, you need to get this code in your life a little bit.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be one of those things that is gonna be kind of a baseline. Everybody doesn't need to be a programmer, but people should know how to understand how code works. Just like how everybody should. The baseline is, hey, I know how to use a web browser.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be beyond this. I'll be like, hey, I know how if statement works, or I know how conditionals, or I know how while loop works. That's going to be the baseline eventually.
It was like technical literacy.
Yeah, exactly. I saw a video today of a machine, a robot making a gyro. It's like, well, fuck, if robots can make gyros, then what the fuck can't they do? And it's just
matter of time.
I'm pretty sure that was a delicious ass gyro because it was cutting the meat all evenly.
Oh yeah.
I'm pretty sure that was a good gyro.
That shit was fire, top tier.
Right? And they should pick out the best onions and tzatziki and all that.
Interesting. Because I saw this show. It's a Japanese show, so like it's kind of around that premise of they had these robots that would help. So like there's this one episode where this robot was learning how to be a sushi chef. So he's learning as this master sushi chef is cooking or making the sushi. And he makes it perfectly. He's like, "Nah, this is not it." Master's like, "Nah, this is not it." He's like, "Why is not?" Because it's not. He doesn't have a soul, so it's not. It's no meaning behind it for him. Like the robot couldn't take. He's like, he's like, "What? I'm making it like it." It was so. It's interesting that you said that, and so, with like tech, like how people say like, "Oh, robots are gonna take over," but like people like, well, there's certain special things that they could probably do better, but it's not gonna be the same as a human doing it. So I find it interesting that you.
Yeah, are they creative?
Right.
They know what good taste is. I mean, I'm pretty sure if you threw a bunch of recipes at a robot and something, some of their first iterations are going to be like, hey, niggas fuck with cereal and niggas fuck with pizza. Let's combine the two. And it's going to be like, well, that don't work.
Well, you saw that they've had a robot come out with an album, a musical album. I don't know if it was good or not. I didn't listen to it. And then they had a robot write its own Harry Potter book. They fed it all the Harry Potter books. And it was ridiculous. It didn't make any sense. It wasn't a book. It was a chapter. It wrote a whole chapter of Harry Potter. I'll find it and send it to you guys. But it was not good. It wasn't good at all. But they've had a AI do a complete album of music. And technically, if you think about like where we're going with like what we can do with CGI and stuff like that, you're not going to need actors anymore. They can just randomize a face and Just like put in some parameters for like, oh, what this person's supposed to look like. You see what they can do where they can just literally put a human body, like they can literally like the Star Wars movie, the Rogue One, Grand Moff Tarkin was fake the whole time. That was not a human being. That was completely computer generated character with his voice. So that's the one where they showed the like how they got the plans for the Death Star. It was the one that wasn't like in line. Oh, he's the tall, creepy, gaunt-looking scarecrow guy on the bad guy side. Oh, really? Yeah, he was completely computer generated. Like, wasn't an actor at all. So, that's impressive. Yeah, they don't need us anymore to do anything. But right, creative. It's. I think there's something about humans seeing ourselves in what other humans do. So. I don't know if they'll ever be able to cross that uncanny valley, but they're getting close in all the other areas, like where it's like, but yeah, it's pretty creepy. You don't really need. I mean, it's getting to the point where the rich people aren't going to need us poor people, so we got to hurry up and get rich, so we can be so that they can see us as themselves, not eliminate
burn
us.
The system down from the inside.
That's true. That's what really needs to happen, but
burn that shit down.
Funny.
Everybody get healthcare.
Right there. Absolutely.
And yeah.
So,
go ahead. My bad.
No. I thought you had a question.
Yeah. So with all your experience in all the years that you've done some great work, if you could tell anybody who is up and coming or getting into tech, or even even if you can go back in time and tell yourself, like, what would you tell them, like, from what you've learned over the vast years that you've done your work?
I would say find something you're interested in. Just no matter what you do, just find where your interest is and explore. And then eventually you'll get to a point where you want to dig deeper and become a maven at it, or become a person who has a deep knowledge of it. I mean, you kind of think of tech as a T, right? A capital T. Whereas you have all these kind of skills and techniques that you know, right? Just across the board, right? And then you eventually get to one where you say, I want to get deeper, 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 I want to understand more. And that's like a T, right? You have all these things and you say, all right, I want to drill into this one. Eventually your T is going to start to look like a whole bunch of like icicles hanging off a thing. You'll eventually say, all right, I'm done with this one. I want to move over here and I want to expand on this. I want to expand on this. But first you gotta explore what you like. And then once you find what you like, you'll be able to grow and be able to just have more freedom. So you get a mastery of kind of what you're into and go from there. So just find what you like and just do it. And don't be scared. A lot of times I'm still scared. I'm still scared to put work out there. I'm still scared to do the things I do. But don't be scared. That fear is kind of holding up. Just do the shit.
I like that analogy of the icicles hanging off. I like that because I'm definitely, like, for me, even though I do programming now, I wanted to get into digital forensics and like do like digital evidence stuff like that. But I'm scared, like, shit, I don't know as much as XYZ. Exactly. But you like, shit, just like one of my coworkers like, just go do it. Like she's like, you'll be fine because.
And the things you know will apply across the board. You'll be able to take the skills you have in that area and bring it over here easily.
That's dope. That's dope.
Oh man. All right, so I guess last but not least, what's been good with you lately, Mark? What games are you playing? What movies are you watching? What comics are you reading? All that good stuff.
So today I was trying to play. I saw that PlayStation 4 had Days Gone, and I've been wanting to play that game forever for the April release. And I went to my PlayStation, which is right there, and I went to the PlayStation Plus, and I tried to download it, and it wasn't there. And I looked it up, and it said April 6th. Like, why the fuck isn't the April release and start on April?
It got me.
But at the same time, it is dumb. At the same time, I saw the game Days Gone was on PlayStation 5, and I went to my son's room who has a PlayStation 5, who he hasn't turned on in months. I don't think he's turned that thing on since December. He doesn't care about it. So I turned it on and downloaded Days Gone. I played for like a half hour. I had my laptop. I was working at the same time. So I was playing Days Gone for a little bit. And I also was playing. I've been playing a lot of Zelda for PlayStation. And a lot of Mario. I fucking love Mario. I just love my Switch. My Switch is the best thing because I can pick it up, I can play it, and I can sit down. I can pick it up and sit down. So a lot of Switch, a lot of my phone. I play this game. It was an Instagram ad. I don't know the name, but it was a game I love.
Damn, they got you.
Every time. Like, I'm like, oh, this
They look so good, don't they? Like, let me download that. But this game is like pipes, and you gotta get the water through all the pipes.
Man,
16 by
I've been
16
meaning
grid.
to try that game. What is it called?
Yo, I love it. What is the name of it? Let me see. Here it is right here. Hold on. It is
I think it's
called.
just got embedded malware or some shit into it.
Yeah, right. It's reading all my data and sending all my data to China. But it don't matter because I don't care. Water Connect. It's called Water Connect.
Water Connect.
Yeah, I love it.
That's
and it
the
makes
one
me feel
that's the
good. It
lava?
makes me feel smart. Is what?
Does it have like the where like you sometimes it's water, sometimes it's lava? Does it do that?
I don't know what it is. Sometimes blue, sometimes it's red. But it's like a 16 by 16 grid and it's squares. And you turn the pieces to make the pipes connect. And then they blow up like little things. But it makes me feel smart. And I feel good playing it. And I'm like, it's 16 by 16, so there's only so much you can do. I'm on level 700 already. It's like, I've seen this level before. I swear to God, I had it for like 2 months. I've seen this level before, but I'm going to do it anyway. And I feel smart doing it, so I feel good about myself.
Wow.
I'm sure those levels are generated, computer generated. All right, so they basically have an algorithm that says this is how a level gets harder, right? So for you as a human, some levels will be super hard, and they're lower than the level that's like 20 levels up because it's like it's all computer. The computer says this is harder because it's whatever their algorithm says. But for you, you're like, no, this one was super difficult. Like,
there's some I'm sitting there clicking the thing like, how the fuck these pipes connect? Then I get it like, oh, that shit. Okay. But then I feel relieved. I feel like accomplished because this shit done.
Light work.
Yeah, light work. I get it. But watching, I've been on the Blerdimension. I've been watching you guys and talking shit in the chat for a while. I've been watching. Did you guys watch Infinite on Amazon?
Oh, Invincible.
Oh, Invincible.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I went in there blind. I didn't know what the fuck was going on.
I did
no
too.
idea either.
Whoa.
And we were, first episode, I was like, what the fuck?
What the fuck? Yeah, right. And then I got the comic. I still on my media online. I'm a pirate. So I stole the whole thing, like the whole comic. I'm not going to read it yet because I don't want to spoil the cartoon.
Right.
But yeah, I've been watching that.
So when Creston said, Creston put in the Discord, like he put like the emojis and stuff. I was like, wait a minute. Something's up. I literally like I wouldn't even watched it if I hadn't seen Creston's reaction to it. I saw his reaction. I was like, all right, I'm gonna check this out.
In other words, you didn't trust me or Tech.
No, I was gonna watch it, but I wouldn't watch it as fast as I had if Creston hadn't reacted the way he reacted. Because Creston don't really watch cartoons like that. So
that's true.
When he said it, I was like, and with that last scene, I had my hand over my mouth like the whole time, like, no.
I saw that eye pop out. I was like,
oh my goodness.
I screamed. I was like, oh shit.
I was like, this is gonna happen. This is actually gonna happen.
And the slow motion, because you're crazy. Like, I was like, somebody save him. I was like, where are you?
First off,
his hands is like,
I gotta. Okay, so spoiler if anybody hasn't watched Invincible yet.
Yeah, get out.
When he killed Darkwing, the way he killed Darkwing.
Yeah, I was pissed because he's the only black guy. He's the only black guy.
No, and then the green girl is a black girl.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
And she was like, And he killed both of us. So he's like, "Oh shit." She's like, "Oh shit."
Nah,
and
she pissed me off.
I'm like, "No."
She pissed me off because she was watching the whole time. If she had been moving, she would have survived. She was watching the whole time. Like her ability makes it impossible for her to be killed mortally if she's aware. But she was just like, "Oh my gosh, everybody's not. Like, he's gonna get you too. Just go intangible and get out of there." But she was standing there.
Like
So
I was like, she could have been the only one survived and could have told everybody, like, look, this man killed everybody. But no,
she could have phased her hand through his head and pulled out his brain. She could have done a ton of stuff. She literally watched him destroy her friend's face. I'm like, if she obviously wasn't a go getter. She was obviously like, look, I'm just gonna. She had to be like there had to be some kind of peace initiative for her or something, because
I think it was just shock. Like she was just so shocked. That it was just like.
What about? How long does shock last? Because he killed the rest of the team. Like he killed the whole team except for the two strong brothers.
Shock could last to a person feel like hours.
So a person gets fucking impaled in the head.
Oh my gosh! And why does she catch the body, dude? He is dead. Just phase.
Shock, man. Shock.
Oh man, I was so mad at her character. I literally because. That's the kind of thing I do where I pick holes in the thing after I've watched it for a while because I'm still thinking about it. Then I'm like, wait a minute. You rewind it in your head. You're like, zoom, 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 zoom. You're like, wait a minute. She could have been out of there. She could have snitched on him. She could have been the only, like you said, only one to survive. She could have been like, help, running out in the middle of the streets yelling. He can't just murder her in the middle of the streets.
And like destroyed her right then and there.
Look, man, I would have sank so far into the floor. He would have had to dig. He would have had to start doing some structural damage to the planet to get to me.
First 3 episodes I was like, what? The second episode, I was like, this. I was like, what the fuck? Like, okay, so now I know the plot. This whole.
Nah, I was pretty much numb after that first episode. I was like, I'm just going to go ahead and just go with the flow now. I'm not trying to think of anything.
First episode is exactly like all 3 episodes of WandaVision combined until the end.
Yeah, right. I don't want to read the comic because I don't want to spoil the show.
Yeah.
It's so good.
Same here. I don't want to spoil because I usually do the comics first and then but I had never heard of this, so I'd seen it before but I thought it was a parody. Like I thought it was because the costume.
That's exactly.
The costume is kind of lame to me. Like I don't know why. Yeah. Like it's the costume. It's literally the Image eye for the Image comics. Like. On his chest area, like it's literally the Image eye. Like they're not even hiding the fact that his costume looks exactly like their logo for that comic industry. It's like if Superman had a big DC on his chest. So it's like
for Invincible.
Yeah,
fantastic.
But it's just like I usually know the comic lore before I watch anything. But I thought it was a parody, and then that first episode, I was like, "Oh, the language is kind of strong here. This ain't the Tick."
Did y'all notice that?
Read Invincible before?
Nah, man, because I didn't. First of all, I'm not an Image guy, so I don't really read any of their stuff. Other than Spawn, I'm not really familiar with their catalog.
Did y'all notice the high school is called Reginald Vale Johnson?
No, I didn't. But that's hilarious.
I didn't realize that.
That's hilarious.
For those who don't know, that's the dad from Family Matters. Yeah, that's his real life name.
That's
apparently
hilarious.
He's going to be on the show. He's going to be a character.
That's hilarious.
On the show. Yeah, it's hilarious.
All right. So who want to go next? Or I can go next.
Yeah, go ahead, Suave.
All right, I'll go. So I haven't. What's good with me this week? Not a whole lot. I know I haven't been in the house. And then got sick and shit. But we're here now. I played a little Rocket League yesterday. It was all right. I wasn't sharp.
Always getting that practicing. Always getting that practicing.
It's easy because I don't have to wear my headphones. I don't have to listen for shots and steps. It's like easy. I can jump in there. I can play a little bit, and then I can quit. Like I don't have to, concentrate too hard.
So
You sound
I was wondering. Yeah. I was like, why was so quiet? Why was so peaceful?
I was putting my babies to sleep. Thank you very much.
Oh, well, you should put yourself to sleep.
Oh, wow.
I've been
bite me, Negro.
I've been
so what you were saying?
Yeah, I've been binging World Trigger. I think I'm almost done with the first season. I'm on episode like 70.
Oh, that's right. You did do the rewatch.
Yeah, that shit has been fire. Like, oh man.
Lucky you. Get to experience season 2 all fresh and whatnot.
Yeah, because I definitely forgot about so much shit. I'm like, this all happened in the first season?
Bro, it's a long first season.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That shit was crazy.
And they got approved for season 3 right off the bat. So
I love
it. That was Crunchyroll released that I think yesterday. Yep. So season 3 has been confirmed.
Oh, that's fantastic. I'm excited about that.
And it should be out a lot sooner. Here's fucking open. But yeah.
Bruh, if they wait like another, 6, I'm gonna be upset. I started watching the Snyder Cut. I'm like half of the way through. I know some of the overarching stories, but y'all know I'm not, deep into it. So it's like, we jump in there and it's fucking DC Universe Thanos tossing horses and Amazons and shit, trying to collect the Infinity Box. I'm like, dog, what the fuck is going on? And it's
that's a very accurate description.
It's very accurate.
Darkseid and Thanos are mirror images of each other. Yes, that's true.
Well, he's talking about Steppenwolf, so
yeah, I was talking about Steppenwolf. But either way, both of them.
Darkseid is Thanos. Yeah,
Steppenwolf is Loki.
Yeah, he's like.
I think Darkseid will take Thanos easily.
Yeah, well, I think the DC universe is too powerful. Period. I think that's part of their issue, right? Because Superman would beat the only one who's below is Batman. Batman could not in a fist straight hand-to-hand combat. Captain America would destroy Batman, but
Batman got a plan for Captain America.
Yeah. Batman will beat Captain America just because he's smarter than him, but he's not.
Batman would say something like, a black man was president. Captain America would be like, yo, what the fuck? I wake up to a nigga being president.
He'll turn into dust.
After that. Right out.
Turn into dust, bro. I'm done. It was. I'm having a good time with it. I mean, some of the slow-mo scenes are a little bit too long for me.
So
like y'all could have cut it down a little bit and kept the overall effect. And then it's like fucking Superman comes back as that one hood nigga, where he get mad, then only his girl can calm him down. And I'm like, dog, we don't have time for this. What the fuck?
That's a great description.
I've never thought of it that way. That's an excellent description.
That is excellent.
And they go to the farm and shit. Like, nigga, the world is like.
It's burning around you.
Them niggas definitely get their ass beat.
Bruh. Yeah. God, they over there like getting whooped.
Calm down, Trey. It ain't worth the Trey. Calm down.
Lois talking about, the farm and shit and everybody, just getting their fucking head kicked in. I'm like, bruh, you can't like brief him on this as y'all go back?
Nah, crazy. Man. That's not how reanimation works. Everybody knows you wake up without your memories. Everybody knows that. They connecting all them synapses. You kill your friends.
You say what you do.
You wake up as an asshole.
Hey man, that's in the genes. That's in the blood. That's ingrained.
You don't forget about your host.
Exactly. There you go. You're just like, no. I remember this. This is right. I mean, it's fine overall. Like I was watching like a side by side of the Wonder Woman scene between the two cuts, and I do like I like the reshoot. I feel like there's a lot more action for Wonder Woman, and I feel like I like the recolor. Like I'm 2 hours in, and they're still in grave danger, so I feel like it's appropriate to the generally solemn mood of the movie.
Wait, so let me ask you this, right?
What's up?
Do you think when one of the Justice League say nigga, do you think Cyborg is like, yo, y'all shouldn't be saying that? Be quiet?
Probably.
Depends on who says it.
He'd be like, oh,
what you gonna do?
Yeah.
Damn.
Superman comes
you're gonna get yourself Omni-Man if you start talking to Superman like that.
Exactly.
True.
Cyborg might be like, hey.
Listen, Omni-Man can say whatever you want in front of me.
Look, I gotta find kryptonite before I talk trash to Superman. I gotta find kryptonite and I gotta have it lodged in the store already. Like, look, niggas.
Already.
Like Superman, you just let him talk trash until you can actually kill him, and then you do it. That's the only way.
If it's Batman, I'm tweeting that Bruce Wayne just called me a nigga, like straight up.
Absolutely.
Straight up.
We gotta settle this in civil court, nigga. You can't
cancel
now.
that motherfucker.
You can't. They're not gonna know when he's Batman though. They're not gonna know he Batman.
It doesn't matter. Listen, I'm
He
going
rich.
for the man's
I'm gonna own
coins.
Wayne
But-
Tower,
For his
nigga.
coins.
That based on this movie, and not to give it away, that was the plot of like the Slade Batman movie. Like he was going to take down Bruce Wayne. Like he's going to rid of all his cash. He was going to take down who Bruce Wayne was as a person. So you wanted something. You get Batman canceled, you get Bruce Wayne canceled. Batman might just be.
Wasn't that
Exactly.
Arkham Origins basically?
I mean, like, what can Bruce Wayne do without? I mean, what can Batman do without like Bruce Wayne's wallet? Like, nothing.
No, Batman can still beat the crap out of just about everybody in Gotham City without Bruce Wayne's wallet. It's just he just would get caught faster and die faster. I mean, but like still,
Yeah.
if you were
Or be
talking trash,
arrested.
if you talk trash about Batman like right now, right, and then Bruce Wayne lost his money right after that, Batman could still beat you up. Is my point.
Facts.
So it's like
I mean, yeah.
each individual human needs to watch what they say about Batman. But you are correct. Yes, he cannot, without his money, he cannot keep subverting the justice system.
I would like to see where that had went if Batman lost all, or Bruce Wayne lost all his money.
They did that.
Like, where
They
they
just did that in the
Possibly
comics
done
now.
like that, yeah.
In the comics, it's Joker War. Joker basically dismantled all of Bruce Wayne's assets, and so now he's basically like working out of like a garage and all that stuff. Like he's returned to his roots, is what they try to do.
All right, let me see. Like
This man was born rich. What roots?
No, the roots of the character, where like he was like gritty and stuff like that before they made him Tony Stark, basically.
Yeah.
Got you.
There was two. There was two versions of that. It was it was Joker War and
Which is
White
that's drawn by Jorge Jimenez, who's
Yeah.
ridiculous. He's a great
and then
artist.
there was
y'all should
the
check
White
that
Knight
out.
with when Joker went sane and he sued Batman for some shit, and so he pretty much
I never thought about that.
Yeah, Batman can be beaten by the justice system, by the legal system. Yeah,
he
Yo,
sued
he definitely
Batman.
plays
That's his
assault.
script- that's his
beating the
kryptonite.
Shit out of these guys. He could
Yeah.
definitely be sued.
Yeah, because he's not police, not law enforcement, has no authority.
He's not. Hey, there's
That's
no
true.
legal. Yeah.
Yeah,
yeah.
Let
But
me ask
then,
y'all this though.
but then it
You think
wouldn't.
Batman say nigga to
Nah,
his friends?
Batman.
Nah.
Didn't say that.
I
Don't
don't
say
think
nigga. You think if
he wouldn't
if
say
he
to
like
Jon Stewart.
listen to a Future song, he'd be like, I'm not gonna say that.
He wouldn't say it around Jon Stewart because Jon Stewart beat his ass.
Let's be real. Jon Stewart is a secondary character. He can't do shit to Batman. I'm sorry. Green Lanterns in general can't do shit to any of the Justice League. They're lucky to be on the team. They were replaced by Cyborg.
Hey, but remember what Kyle Randolph said about Cyborg? He's 3/5 of a human being on the Justice League. It's kind of
Somebody said that.
yeah. Kyle Randolph is a black comic book artist, and he said he's always thought it was hilarious that the only black member of the Justice League is 3/5 of a human being.
Damn.
And I was like, you can't unsee that now. I literally
This is the funniest shit.
Every time we see Cyborg, we're gonna think the 3/5 compromise.
I literally look at how much skin they show now. I'm like, nope, 3/5.
Yo, that even show 3/5. It's just his face that got skin. All the
Yeah,
rest
in
of
the
his body
movie.
is-
In the movie, it's not even 3/5. He less than that.
It's
Yeah.
true. It's just his face.
like
Nigga wishes
3/5
he
of
was-
his face, maybe.
Hey man, what about his brain and his other, like his lungs and heart? Those things are still real. He got some internal organs that are still
Show
human.
his heart,
So he RoboCop.
pretty
He
much.
is
Basically.
RoboCop.
Yeah.
I mean, really.
I mean, when it showed his body, it was like half his body.
He RoboCop with 5G.
Upgraded connectivity. That's it.
Hell
Yeah.
And it's connected to the
Nah, he not
international
even 5G.
5G. I
He
mean,
connected to
the
everything,
interstellar 5G.
Right.
But that movie was a cyborg movie. I
They
can see
did that.
why.
Why he was so pissed off at Whedon?
Yeah, I can see why they cut it out because that shit was like, you know what? It's too much nigga shit in this movie. It's too many black faces going on. It's too many black faces moving the story forward. Let's completely redo this and make it make no sense. You know, white supremacy make absolutely no sense. None of it. So that's how you got the Whedon cut of Justice League.
Yeah,
It's like-
and you can understand now
What's
why what's his name hates Whedon so much. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
he can't say it. And the same thing with Gal Gadot. Like all the characters kind of lost a lot. Then that
Yeah.
movie really focused on Batman and then making
Superman.
Superman the most awesome thing you've ever seen. Like it really looked like a Superman and Friends movie the first time, really, because like when he showed up, that's when actually the heroes made progress, and that's when like he was saving more people than them, beating up Steppenwolf, flying faster than Flash. And he was doing all this stuff, and I was like, I get that he is the strongest character, but the reason the Avengers works is because they're all kind of useful. Even Hawkeye is useful, right? Like you can't. I mean, you could get rid of Hawkeye and still have the movie, but he adds something to the movie, right?
Hawkeye catch bodies.
Yeah, I like Hawkeye, but I'm saying like he's the most useless Avenger of the Avengers. Like if you pull him you pull him out of a battle, and then it's like, yeah, I think they'll still win, right? Like he's not gonna tip the scales, really. Like unless it's like that.
You can say the same thing about Green Arrow on DC.
Did you see how Hawkeye took out those aliens from the rooftop? I mean, if you took him out of the battle, I mean, point blank period, the Avengers would have lost that whole movie. Like he was the pivotal part.
Hulk would have took out those monsters too. Like they didn't start. They were losing.
Hulk was all over the place. He's not controlled. Hawkeye is controlled.
I like Hawkeye. I'm not arguing against Hawkeye. What I'm saying is Hawkeye is the weakest Avenger. He's the most.
I wouldn't say the weakest.
He's the weakest. He's the
Black Widow fight all the time, and it's always even.
Yeah. Black
He's
Widow,
protecting his pride. Black Widow mollywop him.
Yeah, and she's actually a spy, so she has other skills. Like he's just accuracy. Yeah. His accuracy.
Black Widow is useless.
Here you go.
Wasn't Black Widow trained by Taskmaster?
I think that's what her movie's about, but we'll never know because they won't release it. Sorry, somebody was going and we just.
I'm gonna download that as soon as it come out.
No, I think I had just finished. I'm done.
Oh, okay.
So who wants to go now? What's good with you this week, AJ?
So obviously Invincible, which was, I mean, ridiculous. Oh yeah, the new episode just came out today. I didn't see it yet. Yeah, it drops on Thursdays now. Every Thursday.
Real fast.
I think the new episode should be on Prime now.
Okay.
So Invincible.
Not yet.
Oh, not yet. So should be soon. But
these reviews, man, hysterical.
Invincible was dope. Jujutsu Kaisen. I mean, we didn't talk about it last week, but Fushiguro got to use domain expansion, which was dope, and then the next one was dope too. But my favorite was Fushiguro finally doing stuff because he kept hinting at being able to do something, and everybody's like, okay, well, how many more times is he gonna hint at doing something awesome before somebody comes in, or he gets knocked out, or he faints from exhaustion? So he finally got to do it. So I was like, oh, that's kind of actually cool, So that was Jujutsu, and then I had World Trigger, obviously. I just really want Osamu to not suck anymore. I don't know if anybody else is tired of that, but I feel like we've done it enough. I feel like it's time for him to figure out a way to compete with these people.
He does.
No, he doesn't.
No, he doesn't.
He helps his team compete with these people. He's Hawkeye once again. He's out there helping out. But if Cougar and what's her name weren't all up in there, with their massive powers and technique and skill, like he's pretty much
he brings balance.
What he does is but that's like plot armor though, right? Because like if you measured him against the other characters, it's like he just doesn't really he's not even interesting anymore because the other characters are starting to leapfrog him. He has to have some kind of growth in order for me to respect his character. Not just a bureaucrat, because that's kind of what he is right now. He's like getting what's the name on the team, and he's coming up with plans, but all his work is done like off camera on a show, and the off camera stuff is kind of lame. So I'm just hoping that the next time they fight, he's not so easily dismissed from the battle. Like he loses his head every round. Like he gets his head chopped off every round or stabbed in the heart every round. And it's like I'd be like, that would be the surprise now. Because they're gonna win. You can tell the progression of the story. The surprise is if Osamu makes it to the end of their fight. Because he usually doesn't. I mean, Kuga had like half a body like recently, right? Like he literally was missing most of his organs, his Tryon organs, and Osama was like still more useless.
Yeah.
So it's like I'm just waiting for that to happen. Oh yeah, My Hero Academia started up again, but this was a filler episode, so I completely ignored it. The first episode, yeah, it is. It's filler. Because it definitely didn't happen in the comics or in the manga because I read that, so I'm so ahead of it. I know for a fact that that's filler.
I need to read that.
But the animation was better than normal filler episodes because you could tell they're trying to get people back into it because it's almost like we forgot about it because we did. And so,
yeah,
I watched that, and I've been playing I'm like Outriders. I'm about to be just like Tech. Say the wrong thing, but Outriders with JK and Tech, and that's pretty fun. I'm enjoying that a lot.
Yeah, that's what's up.
I'm sure it's fun.
Invincible is out.
There was the fourth episode out.
I just downloaded it.
Watch it tonight, along with Godzilla vs. Kong.
Oh, that was good too.
Yeah,
I saw that.
Literally just released. All right.
That was actually good, and those movies are always good when the monsters have most of the screen time. Don't give me these personal relationships with people who are too small to matter in this large scale movie, right? Like, let Godzilla.
Like the Pacific Rim movies would have been better if it literally just giant robot focused and kaiju. Like, Pacific Rim movies would have been so much better if they just focused on the robots and the kaiju. Like, I don't care about this man's son. I don't care about like the wife. I don't care. I'm here for giant robots.
Imagine being Idris Elba's son and looking like John Boyega. He had a lot of problems. He had a lot of problems.
That's like saying G Gundam should just focus on the fights and not focus on the actual plot.
No, Gundams and Pacific Rim are completely different things, man. Gundam takes place in a space opera-esque, environment. But like literally Pacific Rim is just like these big ass monsters came in. We need to kill them to survive. We have a giant robot go kill. Like, that's what I want to see. In Gundam, there is like political strife. They're at war with other. I don't care. I don't know who you are, but boring is never giant robot and giant monster killing each other. I don't need too much filler plot for that to enjoy.
Yeah, it is you were talking about, so that's a good point.
Wow, that's uncalled for.
Yeah, get the little people out of there. Get the little people out of there, right? Monsters only. It's Godzilla vs. Kong. I want to see Godzilla vs. Kong. I don't want to see these people and their relationships. I want to see Godzilla fight Kong. And by the way, Godzilla smacked King Kong all over the place. Wasn't even close.
That doesn't make sense.
I'm watching, man. I'm still watching.
Hey, man, I spoiled it.
I don't care.
I'm still going to get over this stuff.
This what? Spoiler stuff?
Like,
the spoiler stuff.
Get spoiled. Gosh. It's just watch it. It's fine.
Let's watch it before the stream, tell you the truth.
So what's good?
Carl saying that is like picking something up and blowing the dirt off of it and telling somebody to eat it anyway. Like,
pretty much.
It's
still good. It's still good. What you crying for? Eat this.
It's still good.
Agreed. Fast and the Furious would be so much better if all it was about was cars and bullets. Like, I don't care about your friendship or your family.
It's about family. Everybody knows Fast and the Furious is about family. That's the third F in Fast and the Furious that nobody knows about. It's the third
invisible F.
Invisible silent F.
No, I just want bullets
and family
and fast cars. Like, that's all I care about.
That's funny. Mark, are you into anime at all? Watch a lot of anime?
I try to get into it. I watched I have a son who grew up on it, and we watched a lot of Naruto. We watched a lot of Dragon Ball Z. I watched Dragon Ball Z growing up, and I got him into Dragon Ball Z. And I watch it when I can. I wanted to watch the newest season of Attack on Titan, but it's not on Netflix. I don't know where it's at. I don't know where I can watch that.
It's Crunchyroll. It's on Hulu.
Or Hulu,
yeah, I got to steal it from somewhere because I don't have Crunchyroll or Hulu. So I need to get it and need to get back into it because I'm curious about what's going to happen.
It's interesting what happens in this season. It's very
Everybody dies.
It comes full circle.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, it comes full circle in my opinion. I actually like this season better. But
Yeah, and I listen to you guys, and I always try to take notes and try to figure out what I should be watching, but I never remember afterwards.
we
I'm
won't steer
waiting
you
till the
wrong.
season's over and then binge.
Here we go. Unlike AJ, who doesn't listen to our recommendations, even though they're fire every time we give it to him. But
Look, listen. I do listen to your recommendations. I'm just, I just need to do my own due diligence before I watch shows that are recommended by people, because certain people's tastes are of higher quality than others, and that is not a crime, and it's not wrong.
Okay, so
whose taste is the best and who's the worst?
I would
mine's
say
the best.
Depends on who you ask.
my taste is the best.
Definitely not.
You watch too many different things. That's like saying if you enjoy every flavor, you can't say you have taste. You just eat everything. That's not
So
taste.
recommend me a show right now. And
if we're talking about anime,
yeah.
well, see, since you like Attack on Titan, it's kind of hard, because for my specific, like, I'm not really into like the darker animes, so that would probably be a create or a suave question. Or Beast.
Dark as fuck.
Yeah, it's like I don't like the darker stuff. I don't watch Attack on Titan at all, even though the animation is pretty good, that's where I draw the line. If the animation sucks, I can't watch it. But
really
Attack on Titan is too dark for me.
One right now.
For me, it's probably Jujutsu Kaisen right now.
I feel like that's like surefire for most people.
Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen right now is probably
Jujutsu Kaisen is definitely anime of the year, in my opinion.
It's well animated, and the story's kind of interesting. It keeps you going. The characters are funny. Like it's
just
got
came
a lot
out.
of yeah.
Yeah, it reminds me of how I felt when I originally watched Naruto.
Right. The first season of Naruto kind of reminds that.
Yeah.
That's what it kind of reminds you of before it went crazy.
anything else, Adrian?
Anything else that I watched? No, I'm good, man.
All right,
Cool.
I'll go real quick. So Godzilla versus Kong, I'm watching that. Jujutsu Kaisen, of course. Watching my weekly Asian dramas. Let's Fight Ghosts, I've been watching, which has been pretty good. Of course, playing Outriders. What else? I watched I've been watching. I don't know why it's been getting bad reviews, but I'm watching Batwoman on CW.
I watch Batwoman.
Yeah,
They don't like the replacement.
You don't like the replacement?
No, I don't mind.
She has a lot more character depth. Than
by far.
Kane.
I'm about to say
It's the fact that she's black and they just don't like the replacement.
yeah, they don't like. I thought you said you didn't. I was about to say, come on, Tech.
No.
Blerdimension. You can't say that live. You can say that. You can say that personally when we're all like alone, but don't say that live.
No.
It's basically
like a strong black woman.
It's more traditional like black character. It's like Kate Kane.
She black as shit.
Yeah, she is black. Yeah,
she changed the hair. It's all kinky now and shit. She definitely
It's soul sister Batwoman basically. Yeah. So
yeah,
and they be talking about
that's what it boils down
Black
to.
Lives
That's what a
Matter
lot of
and shit.
What'd you say, Mark?
They be talking about Black Lives Matter and police.
Yeah.
They
did police reform. The last one they did. What's the other one they did? A black woman taking a rap for drugs or a black person, black woman, man, or whatever, taking a rap for drugs and going to jail and spending life and almost not like years in prison, not able to get a job.
That is her story, isn't it?
Yeah. Like not be able to get a job because of that whole thing. Mm-hmm. Probation officer on her ass, like, oh, you need to find a job. Like, bitch, I just went to jail. How am I gonna find a job? Like, come on. Like I was like, this ain't that some shit. But been watching that. Flash came back on, been watching that. Been watching this show called Resident Alien on Sci-Fi.
I just started watching it.
It's pretty funny. It's pretty funny. What else? I watched American Gods on Stars, but apparently it got canceled.
They lost so much, but they had so much potential. They could have had so much.
It had so much potential. And if y'all know what American Gods is, basically a show on Stars is about pretty much What if gods were real, but they were living like all the myths and legends that you hear about different gods in Norse mythology, Chinese mythology, Asian, like any pretty much mythology you hear is real, and they come to the States. So like you have Odin, you have Thor, you have Kushna, you have Shiva, Zeus, like all these different gods and deities that come to America and pretty much are trying to be still well known, while you have new gods like a god of technology, god of innovation, god of what's another one? There's actually really interesting ones, and pretty much showing that gods can show up just by what humans worship.
So what humans put their focus on.
That's what's his name? Neil Gaiman, right?
Exactly. Like there was a god of games. Yeah, there was a god
No,
of
I'm
games.
saying the writer Neil Gaiman wrote that.
Oh, Neil Gaiman. Yeah. It was based on a book.
Yeah,
and,
he wrote it called American Gods, right? Right.
Yeah.
Aren't they? They're canceling that though, right?
Yeah, they canceled it. Yeah, the funny thing is, interesting about that is that the first season was the most powerful season because they had Orlando Jones playing Nancy, and he talked some real shit. Like the first episode he showed up, he said he talked to this slave who was on the ship coming, on the slave trade coming to America. He was like, you know what's gonna happen to you? You're gonna go to America, you're gonna be chained up, work as a slave, whipped as a slave, killed as a slave. Your children's children gonna be slave. Your children's children gonna be slave. And then there's this thing called police. They're gonna take it was slowly like panning out what happened to black people over years. And like, then you're gonna fight for this country, and they still gonna treat you like shit. I was like, God damn, this man's speaking truth. And all of a sudden, like the next season, he got fired, and they were like, oh, he was too adamant and blah blah blah. I was like, see, it's some bullshit, man. But anyway, sorry, I went off that rant. But American Gods, like Mark said, had a lot of potential. Unfortunately, they fell flat, just like Justice League. What else? Watch Snyder Cut, of course. Falcon, Winter Soldier, Invincible. And yeah, I think that's it. I'll be playing Outriders probably for the next whole year. I have been watching Creston play Doom Eternal and going through that glutton for punishment. But it's been enjoying. I actually like the story. I like how they did the story for Doom. They brought it out just from him going to kill demons to actually a whole narrative about how he became the Doom Slayer and stuff like that. So that's good. Oh, My Hero, of course, as Zuria has been going back and forth about how it's so great. It is a great show. I actually do like it a lot. It's a very good show. And I think that's it. Mortal Kombat next month.
This month. 2 weeks from now.
It is April, isn't it? Shit.
Yeah. Well, it's like 2 weeks and a day from now.
Yeah. So 2 weeks and a day, Mortal Kombat. Can't wait. And then Demon Slayer movie.
Oh yeah, when is that?
And Jujutsu Kaisen movie.
Well, Demon Slayer movie is like, it comes in theaters like in April, I think this month, but it comes digital in June. So
I'll go watch it.
I forgot about that.
I'll tell y'all about it.
June.
I'll come back
I'm
and
not
tell y'all.
taking my ass to a theater.
I'll come back and tell y'all about it. Don't worry. I got y'all. I'm vaccinated. I'm good.
Mortal
I
Kombat.
barely took my ass out the grocery shop.
I downloaded Join My Plex, and I'll invite you to watch it.
Yo, I'll take that Plex server invite. Man, so I was like, yeah, the hookups. I'm gonna start canceling my subscriptions.
Low key sweet. But yeah, anyway, that's it from me.
All right, bud. You want to go next, Carl, or?
Yeah, I'll go next.
All right, bet. What's good with you this week, Carl?
So the standard stuff, I did catch up on Jujutsu. Like, I thought, we had a filler or two in there for and then they just ratcheted it back up again with the action, which is kind of ridiculous. So that was nice. Watch the World Trigger. I'm assuming this last episode of Black Clover was the last episode.
What number was it?
It was the last
I think it was
episode
170, right?
Yeah, it was the last episode until the next season.
No, there is no next season. Black Clover is over.
No,
No,
they're on hiatus just for right now. That's what it said on Twitter.
I don't know, but
last episode should be.
I was hurt by what
Bleach is on hiatus too. They've been on hiatus for about 10 years now.
Hey, they bringing that back. Don't open that old wound, nigga.
That's my point.
All saying they said on Twitter that said thank you for Black Clover in this last episode. We're gonna go on hiatus. We don't know if there's gonna be a new season yet. That's what they said. Something like that.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Yeah, I see what you're saying. So yeah, that was episode 170, Carl. I think it was.
Yeah, I think it was 170. Yeah.
So yeah, that was the last one we're getting as of right now.
But
with a,
not in love
like
with
a JK said, a hiatus planned, which in anime talk means we're never getting another season. So there's that.
No, it means you'll get another season in about a decade when another animation studio just gets to buy the rights from somebody else and start over.
Because when you think about it, Devil is a
manga to go further in.
New season. Like, yeah, there's a lot of like old series that only got like a season 1 that's been being rebooted. Like World Trigger, for example. Devil is a part-timer. I'm not sure if you guys ever watched that. That's a good one.
I need to rewatch it.
Oh, Devil's a part-timer. That's a good one.
Samurai Champloo is also having talks of a new one coming up, another season.
What would that story even be about?
I have no idea, but that's I have seen that in the thread.
They found the Sunflower Samurai. They found that guy, right? He died too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm not gonna fight another season of Samurai Champloo, so don't try and.
No, I love Champloo, but I just think that it wrapped up very nicely, and there's no reason to go in and bring something back, like resuscitate it just so you could kill it worse than it died peacefully in its sleep, and you resuscitate it so you can murder it. Like, that's what I don't want. I don't want to see it get ripped apart.
Space Jam.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, exactly. Space Jam. Space Jam had its time. Now it should be sleep. But of course, LeBron has to erase everything Michael Jordan did in order to be number one. So,
well, he's trying to get his money.
But go ahead, Carl. Yeah, that was the last one we're seeing. It was good.
I know. I'm not happy with that. I started. I think it's called Twin Star Exorcist.
Ooh,
yes, that's a good one.
That's a good one.
It seems like it could be great. It's starting okay. I have hopes for that, so I'm gonna keep watching that.
That's a good one. I haven't seen that one in
it gets
a long
better.
time.
It gets better.
Yeah, I haven't seen that one in a minute.
And then
should rewatch that one.
This was somewhat random, but on Netflix, I was watching Fate, the Winx Saga.
Oh yeah, that was good. The live action one.
That was way better than I thought it was gonna be.
Yeah, it was really good.
I heard it was pretty good.
It is. It's a good watch.
I wanted the black chick to be different. I don't exactly know how I want it, but not that.
Actually said the same thing.
But it takes place in. Well, it doesn't take place in, but it's a UK styled universe over there, so then it kind of makes sense. I don't think I actually started yet, but I'm gonna start Legacy on Netflix.
Oh, Legacies? Yeah.
Yeah.
I started that.
How is that?
So
it's I would say it's like Originals but high school S.
No, it's closer to Vampire Diaries, but
it's closer
but
to
less dramatic and more like Kitty.
Yeah,
because supernatural powers.
Absolutely, that goes nowhere, right? That goes nowhere. But I think Originals was the pinnacle of that woman's ability to tell to tell that story. I think Vampire Diaries was what it was, kind of like a teenage love story, but it's cool. Had vampires and werewolves in it and witches. You got to watch that.
Yeah.
And then I think Originals was where like you got to see like the cool stuff happen. Like it wasn't focused on Elena and Stefan and Damon. It was
of course that's the one I never watched. So
that's the one you should watch.
Yes,
that's the best one. And Legacies is more like Villain of the Week. It brings back in like the kind of like teenage romance stuff. So
like it's not bad. Carl, I think you'll enjoy it.
I think you'll. I'm always a harsher critic than the two of you. So you probably will enjoy it. But
you are
is
president of HaterCon, so that does make sense.
Yes, I am the president of HaterCon, exactly, and there are certain standards I have to uphold, and
for
so
your taste.
But no, it's I watched all the way up until like the last like 3 or 4 episodes, and I was like, I'm gonna take a break. Maybe I'll like it again later. But right now, I'm just like tired of the tropes or whatever. But it's got all the vampires, werewolves, and things, and then they added new types of monsters. So yeah.
Yeah, so I might have started it, but it's one of those things I start watching at like 2, 3 in the morning. So
I'd watch Originals before I watch that, to be honest, because Hope comes from Originals. That's where her character starts from. She's
Klaus's daughter.
Yeah, so
he's Nick Klaus's daughter. Wow.
Yeah, so that's how her whole thing. So the last 2 seasons of Originals are about her.
Mm-hmm.
They were setting the way for Legacy.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I think I watched the Anthony Mackie movie on Netflix.
Beyond the Wire.
Over the Wall.
Yeah.
Beyond the Wire.
Yeah. How'd you like that?
It's there's black people in it.
Movie.
Yeah, there's black people in it. And there's action.
Again, it was an action movie, right? Like it gave me what I want from an action movie. Bullets, limited plot, and shit just getting blown up. That's all. I'm not coming for an action movie for Emmy nominated scenes or plots.
Hey man, what about the Bourne Ultimatum? Isn't that an action movie?
Fuck that. I hate that movie.
Okay. Well then, I meant the Bourne Identity really, but I mean Jason Bourne.
I hate that movie.
So I was hoping for more awesomeness from Anthony Mackie, not from an acting perspective, but I want more things only he can do type stuff. Like
Is
there
that
was
the
like
dude from Snowfall?
No, Falcon is Anthony Mackie.
Yeah. But were they drone?
Oh, you mean the other actor?
Yeah.
Yeah, he was from Snowfall.
Yeah,
he should be in more stuff.
That's what they say.
I did like him.
That's what they say.
He was good.
I liked him a lot in the movie. Actually,
everybody likes that guy.
I've never really watched anything with him before, so I'm new to him.
Check out Snowfall.
He'd be a good Black Panther refill.
They're not going to do that. Come on. It's just going to be about Wakanda.
He would be a good Black Panther. Yeah.
But they're not going to do that. There's just going to be about Wakanda from now on. I don't think there's going to be a Black Panther. They could technically go the Shuri route, but I don't think
they'll
they
go
are.
the Shuri route.
I don't think they are. If anything, Denai Guerrero is going to be Black Panther because she's the only character I think that could probably pull that off.
She's not royalty though.
I know, you don't have to be royalty.
Black Panther doesn't have to be royalty.
It's a warrior. You can become Black Panther just by because remember
tainting it.
No, because remember T'Chaka, King T'Chaka was not Black Panther anymore. He relinquished that mantle to his son, but his son wasn't king. So it's like you don't have to be a warrior king.
You can battle
royalty though.
In the comics, yes, you have to be both. But in the movies, they separated the two so they could have T'Chaka and T'Challa both on the thing together.
Yeah. They left that open.
They're watering us down. I want.
They're gonna make it a white man.
Well, technically,
hey man, what's the name? White Wolf.
They
did have a White Panther in.
Stop it.
They do.
Stop it.
They do have a white panther. No, it was.
Wait, was he white? Was he a white man?
No, it was T'Challa. T'Challa was because he lost the mantle of Black Panther and became he forged a pact with another Panther spirit and became a white Black Panther. Yeah. So, but that's in the comics. That's too deep. That's too deep of a dive, guys. We need to pull up.
I mean,
Pull up.
I would like to see it.
there's
Make
too much
things
into
interesting.
that right there.
Get niggas mad online.
A white panther. Come on, man.
If they make a white Panther, it would be the same thing as like the riots at the Capitol, except for it would be at like Marvel Studios. Niggas,
They gonna burn that motherfucker down.
Like
niggas looking for for Kevin Feige, like they were looking for the senators.
Pelosi looking for
Pelosi.
Listen, I'm done. But like even for Captain America, they don't give Isaiah Bradley even any him and his 4 not companions, but what's the word? Compatriots, compadres. I don't know the word. I don't know who took the super soldier serum first. If y'all know that story, but
Yeah, I knew a little bit of it because you talked. I remember you talking about it in college. That's when I started looking it up.
yeah, my uncle bought me the. If y'all know what I'm talking about, in Falcon and Winter Soldier, they find something about the super soldier program. That's all I'm gonna say. But my uncle bought me that whole series for my birthday, and I read it in like a day, and I was like, yo, this blows my mind. And so I was thinking like, damn, what this shit really did happen, and we just didn't know, like about the Tuskegee experiments and shit. Like, what if that was what they were doing? Like, it'll be interesting.
Maybe they were.
Yeah, maybe so. That's why you got all these super athletes.
I'll tell you what. I got my vaccine appointment next week, so I might fuck around and be Captain America.
Here's open.
Okay. I was like, I'll tell my coworkers, like, y'all watch. If I don't come back to work, I got superpowers, and y'all better watch out.
Quick question for you, Mark, because my wife always asks me this. If your kids develop superpowers, would you be proud or jealous?
A little bit of both.
Yeah, same.
Just jealous.
And I would eventually make them do the shit that I would do.
Exactly. Same.
Like, I remember making my son say the word fuck, and he was like so upset. I was like, he was like, nah.
Listen,
like,
you're going to wear this damn cape and you're going to fucking fly. You're going to fucking fly up there in this cape because I can't do it.
Exactly. Like, yeah, go.
That show Raising Dion.
My aunt used to make me fight people, and it was like, why would you make me do this as a child? And I understand why as I got older. I'm sure I would do.
Oh,
punch the person in the face.
I'm done. But sorry, Carl, go ahead. I didn't know.
No, that's about it. Legacies and the new anime Twin Star Exorcist is what's gonna be on the horizon for me. Oh, I played some Halo. Actually, some games during the week. That's amazing.
So no invite. Come on now.
I know.
Nobody was there.
Yeah, sure.
You just gotta shine the batlight in that.
He's just trying to get that practice in the week. He don't want us to get any better.
First of all, you're absolutely right. None of you motherfuckers can get any better, son. I need to close the gap out here.
Listen, this is Team Orange doesn't need help in the Halo department. We got first round draft picks on our end. So
pound
one
round draft pick.
One of y'all
draft pick. You guys
listen, I'm aware. I'm aware I was a last round draft pick. Okay, I'm aware.
Let's get it straight. There's only one.
Y'all got LeBron. The rest of y'all the Cavs.
Exactly.
As long as we got LeBron, I'm still getting the ring though. Like that's fine,
bro. All right,
I'm getting a participation trophy. I'm okay with that. Listen, everybody on the team gets a ring. Everybody does. Like
I live that life easily.
Hey, that's exactly what he's doing. So what's good with you this week, JD or Crescent, whoever wanna?
I'll wrap up real quick. For me, Invincible, of course. Fantastic. I'm loving it so far. Love all the rewrites that they did, or not really even rewrites, but they changed, Amber from a Caucasian girl to a black girl, which definitely helps build up the story a little bit more. Excited to see kind of that relationship develop between her and Invincible. All in all, I mean, that was the main one. Netflix released Dota. Dota something. I forget the name. But it was a Dota cartoon / anime, but even though it's not really an anime, it's more of a cartoon. But that was pretty good. Watched that. It was like an 8-episode run, along with Dragon's Dogma, which were both really good. Not a big fan of the animation, but all in all, it was a cool stories. Some really good action scenes. Got nothing else to watch. Watch that. Was feeling nostalgic and watched some Samurai Champloo this week as well. Mostly just for the lo-fi beats, because just fantastic.
So good.
Just so good. What else? Watched some Boondocks this week too, because they announced that Boondocks is coming back. And
is Aaron Magruder writing it?
Say again.
Is Aaron Magruder still writing it?
I do believe so. I gotta double check that. I do believe so. But yeah, that's coming back. Not sure he's going to be playing Pops, but be 100% okay with it if like Samuel L. Jackson signed up to play Pops. I think that'd be fantastic. But
he was already.
He was already in the show, right? Like he was already in the show, so I'm not sure if he would or if he wouldn't.
Is what's her face coming back though to voice the
Regina King?
Yeah.
I'm not sure. They haven't announced exactly who's going to be on cast, but they have announced that it's coming back
for the Boondocks.
They haven't announced who's coming back for
Boondocks.
Yeah,
there's nobody else besides her. She is Riley and Huey. Like that's it.
She really is. That's no.
I listened to her. I watched a video of her doing the character. I like, how the fuck did she change like that?
Mm-hmm.
Like her voice changed so like I was so
amazing.
Like, anyway.
But then what else? What else have I consumed? Outriders, of course. Apex a little bit this week. That's it. I think that's it. Oh, I watched Netflix's Pacific Rim Into the Black, which was also really good.
That was really good.
And again, it just shows me sometimes certain movies or certain shows can only be tackled from an animated perspective, just because they just have too much going on. Not that the Pacific Rim movies were awful; it's just they weren't as great as I was hoping for them to be.
The second one was pretty awful.
It was awful. Damn. I'm trying to benefit of the doubt. I'm trying not to.
The second one was not good. It was like you could tell they were just trying to sell toys or something. Like it just it was a money grab. It didn't feel. It felt like the last few Transformers
movies.
Yeah, like that. You could tell after a while, or the Ninja Turtles movies, right? You could tell that, like
God, don't bring those up.
That like they was like, okay, they're not getting their best screenwriters. They're like somebody write an action movie. It was almost like somebody's grad school project for the screenwriting, right? Like it didn't seem like they really wanted to make a good movie.
No.
That's it for you, JD.
But yeah, that's it.
All right, cool. So what's good with you, Chris?
So I actually sat there and watched the Snyder Cut. I was at 10 p.m. at night, and I was like, I don't have anything else to do, so let's watch that. And
you watched the whole thing at one sitting?
Whole thing, yep.
You gave it your full undivided attention?
I did actually.
That's
impressive, I enjoyed
man.
it. It was fun. It was a fun movie. I really don't remember the Whedon cut, whatever. But I do remember that it wasn't Justice League that I hated. It was Batman vs Superman that I really hated.
Yeah, that was an awful movie. And if they would have just followed the comic that movie was based on, it would have been an excellent movie.
So much better.
There was a comic. I mean, it was almost beat for beat until they started doing that weird stuff with the social media Lex Luthor or social network Lex Luthor.
Social network, yeah.
Like I didn't even have a problem with him
being the whole time.
Yeah, he I was like, this is literally his character from the Social Network, but except for he has he like more money
and everything now.
He plays
when Lex Luthor was black. Remember he's black in this in
Smallville or whatever.
But the cartoon.
The cartoon.
Oh, was he black? Somebody kept telling me he was black. I was like, I just thought he was. I thought he was tan.
They should have brought Lieutenant Daniels from The Wire to the because he black as shit.
That would
have made everybody.
That would have been tight, actually.
Yeah. He wasn't black in Smallville. In a new show, Lois.
Superman and Lois. That's where he's black.
Really? They actually have a black man as Lex Luthor?
Yeah. I don't. But you know what? I don't like that though, because now it's like the ultimate good in that universe is this white man with all this power, and the ultimate bad is a black man who's jealous of this white man. Yeah.
Well, scientifically, because Superman's powers is he observes rays from the sun, so he should be black. Like
he should be black.
You should be black skin if you.
Yeah, that makes sense to me. He should be Icon. Icon is
again,
man, and they
white supremacy don't make sense.
Zero.
They throw all the logic out the window.
Yeah, we don't need it.
Twist the mathematics to fit their narrative.
Mm-hmm.
I finally watched WandaVision after so much heckling and shaming.
What'd you think when you watched the first 3 episodes?
Well, I was already kind of primed to how everything
to power through it.
Yeah, like everybody was just kind of like, go just hang in there. So I was like, okay, cool. But I kind of had a feeling that it was something to help her deal with grief. And that's what kind of really like throughout the whole series that really stuck with me, because I lost my brother a few years ago, and for me to grieve and to help me through the grieving process, it was like every other night I would have a dream about him and us like being together and like in different scenarios, different worlds, and just like just hanging out. Like there was just kind of our time of hanging out, and that was like me like coping with the loss and the grief. And so I didn't expect for that to hit that nerve, but it really did, because it just goes to show, it's like even superpowered superheroes
stuff.
Can't deal with grief. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she literally can do anything, and she's still suffering.
Yeah,
exactly. Yep. So so that really that was kind of like my whole takeaway from that was I personally I had to create these dream scenarios where I'm hanging out with my brother for me to cope with his loss, and that's and that went on for like a good like 2 years and maybe some change. And it was definitely, I didn't expect it to hit home like that. So
yeah,
it was
definitely hit that.
It was cool to it just it made things in a weird way. It made me feel less alone in that, what I mean? So but yeah, it was really good. I actually watched it with my fiance. We watched it together. She didn't finish it because she always just like falls asleep. Yeah, like,
grandma.
And then she get mad
Golden Girls.
Shit. And I'm like, dog, you be falling asleep. What am I supposed to do?
No,
she need her own show called Golden.
I hate when Lisa pulls that. She's just like, so when I fell asleep, you stopped watching? No.
She was mad that I watched the Snyder Cut. I'm like, you would not have lasted through that
shit. Part 2.
See,
she's been the last 30 minutes.
Y'all niggas throwing strife in your households, man. You gotta pause that shit. Watch something else.
And I was like, I'm watching Mortal Kombat day one. If you're not watching it, that's on you. Like, if you were watching it together, you're watching it day one, night one. Like, there's no other options.
Fight.
Yeah.
She'd be like, let's just wait. And I'm just like, it's only on there for 30 days. You realize that? Like, they're only doing.
Hold up. It's only on there for 30 days? I did not know that.
Yeah,
So
man.
that's pretty good for Wonder Woman.
So is King Kong and whatnot. I mean, Godzilla vs. Kong. Only on there for 30 days.
I didn't know that either.
Wow. Okay.
It doesn't have
HBO Max releases.
It doesn't really have like
I
rewatchability.
feel like you're targeting me.
So I'm not. Yeah, like we know who you are. You people out there who think you can just put it in your queue and then go about your business.
Yo, honestly, that's why Nintendo's doing that whole thing with the Mario. I know y'all been seeing that shit like March 31st, Mario dies type shit.
No, I haven't seen that. That's crazy. What?
Yeah, because of the so basically there's like a few Mario games that are just like being discontinued for no reason. And it's really just, Nintendo is always
marketing,
creating, artificial scarcity and shit like that. Like they are like the masters at that. So they did it. The most notable out of the Mario games is the Mario 3D All Stars, which has Mario 64, the first Mario Galaxy, and Sunshine. And they were like, we're just gonna take it off the market after March 31st, like digital and physical. Like physical, you can understand. It's like, okay, cool. Like you don't want to keep manufacturing, but like digital, it's like, what's the reason? Like, why do you?
Look, man, they run out of server space for all them new hot games they're gonna make.
I bought it just for that reason.
You said
what?
what?
That's on Switch. I
bought it. Yeah.
Yeah, I did too. I got the physical behind me.
I see what Galaxy. Which one did you get? Galaxy.
Yes, it has Galaxy, Mario Sunshine, and Mario 64.
I haven't beat a Mario since 64. And I never even collected all the stars. I just beat the main thing. I never, like, the stars in the weird places. I was like, yeah, y'all can keep them.
To be honest, never really been a massive fan of Mario.
I mean, I drop in and out.
Why is Mario white? Why is he white?
I don't know.
It's Italian plumber. I don't know.
What?
Right. Why is he Italian? That's the question.
Random.
You said Mexican?
No plumbers in Japan. Like you could have been a Japanese nigga.
No, I think that they just thought like
it's for sales.
They're all about novelty too over there, and they'll make something and be like, oh, that's because like let's find some two weird things and put them together. Like, look at the anime characters and their weapons. It's like this nigga just took a nigga out with like a giant spoon or something like that. Like why?
With the hammer and nails.
Hammer and nails, right? Like they like to pick weird things and kind of juxtapose them and then try to make something interesting out of them.
They don't got no black characters though.
They do now. They do now.
Nintendo?
Huh?
Oh, Nintendo?
No. Oh, Nintendo? No. They don't got no.
They got that the ARMS character. She's
oh
black.
yeah,
that's right. They do.
Yeah.
One of the Splatoon characters, I think.
In the Splatoon, yeah.
But they're a homogenous society, so it's easy for them to like miss that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like race and stuff doesn't really. They're not even thinking about it. Like we're obviously, with our history, our country's history, you can't miss it. It is our country's history. But for them, they've always been Japanese, and everybody else has kind of been foreigners. Other than that, but like they don't really. I don't think they even notice. Like, oh, there are no black people in this.
No, they
don't. Well, they notice enough to make the characters white.
No, they do that for sales because they want their stuff to be international. So they make a character white. Right. So they know if they make a character white that they can sell international. So they do that with manga all the time. They're like, okay, make Naruto a white ninja because
he definitely is white.
He's got peach skin. Like he's got the pink skin. Like it's not
even the strongest form in Dragon Ball Z is when they get blonde hair and blue eyes.
Yeah, and blue eyes.
Blonde hair and blue eyes.
How about in Street Fighter? How about in Street Fighter, the evil characters have dark skin?
Oh, that's true.
Shit, that's everywhere.
True.
That's true. Evil
But the
Zone is
racism in the gaming industry.
In the
And
original
then,
Street
man.
Fighter, you fought 4 niggas.
Yep.
One was Balrog, the dude from Spain, the dude from Thailand, and the last dude. They were all dark except maybe the dude from Spain with the claw.
He's
Vegas.
blonde.
Vega
Vega's
was,
blonde.
Vega was
yeah.
dark light skin. He was tech, basically.
Yeah.
Bruh.
Nah, Vega was
Vega's hair is blonde. Vega is,
Yeah,
is
he's
not, he can't be from.
I'm tired of this light skin in the comments now, damn it. I'll tell you right now.
Bruh. He said I'm tired. Listen. All right. What else you got, Chris?
So I made the mistake of I was talking to Kev on stream last night. I've been finally making my way through Attack on Titan. I'm on season 3. I think I'm about to finish season 3. And I tried to watch one episode with my fiance again, and yeah, it did not go well. It was she was like, "What the fuck is this? Like this." Like it was too out there for her. So especially without any context, like if you just like sat there and just like
And watch Attack on Titan.
But no purse scenes, though, right?
You watch a naked giant bite
A naked giant.
Right.
That's exactly what happened. I was like, oh fuck.
And they're just like eating people in half.
Right.
All crazy, like
Yeah, so like,
And it
or
was
be
like it was one of those
just
most
the
like
best.
dramatic scenes. I think it was right after shit. Did everybody see it?
I'm not
Guys,
going
you're
to.
talking about Attack on
I'm
Titan.
unspoilable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm never
This
gonna
is a spoiler goes on.
It's right when the captain, the commander died, and they were gonna inject him to become the Titan to bring him back. And they went with the smart dude. I forget his name. The dude that got burnt. That nigga was black. He got steamed alive.
Come on, Armin.
Yeah.
Yes, dog, he was steaming. I was like, damn, they.
I was like, oh
charcoal
shit. Oh man. So yeah, it was like the aftermath after that, and it was so like everything was so fucking dramatic, and she was like, "What? Like this is so." She talk about my shit being dramatic. I was like, "Fuck, this is not a good representation." I gotta go back. I was telling Kev, I was like, I gotta go back to the drawing board to try to get her into some anime because that would be
Do slice of life.
What's it called? Slice
Do,
of life.
do slice of
That's a
life.
genre.
based.
Person's not
It's a
going to be into
genre.
a slice of life anime.
He's
You-
not.
There are a few. Like Food Wars isn't bad. That's technically slice of life.
I don't think Preston's going to be into
Assassination
Food
Classroom.
Wars.
Oh, Assassination Classroom is a good one.
That one might work.
I got you at least hooked on anime from Assassination Classroom.
Assassination
That was
That
really
one
good.
might work. I never watched the whole thing. But I'm familiar with the manga. The
You
manga.
didn't watch Sensei Die?
Dog, that shit was good. That shit made me.
Assassination Classroom was
That
pretty.
shit made me cry at the end, dog. I'm not gonna lie.
Thinking about
Oh,
that.
my-
was good.
So Breezy is saying that Yona of the Dawn, which
Okay, yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah,
I
that's a good
couldn't
one.
I couldn't get with it because of the incest angle. I couldn't get past that. I was like, she's really in love with her first cousin, like really in love with him, like trying to
Regular life, there's motherfuckers.
trying to propose to him, and that's pretty much
Also,
the like that's like the impetus for her becoming the character she becomes in the future. Is that
All you gotta do is go up the street. You know, there's already some real
Look,
life.
mhm. Especially where you are.
For
You're
real.
next door neighbor.
hey! I didn't make a single light skin joke today, but I still got some in the chamber. You might want to back up. I've been being very calm and patient with you, but I might
Check yourself before you wreck yourself, fool.
Boy.
Moving on, another good one is My Hero Academia. That was a good one also. For,
Yeah, that's a good
for
one. I
guys.
think that's a
You-
good one for women.
I tried. She watched a little bit of that. She wasn't really
Mhm.
feeling
Oh,
She
dang.
didn't feel that. Assassination
Yeah,
Classroom, I think, is
Classroom.
more up her alley.
Yeah.
I was thinking
it's a little slice of life in the beginning, and then as it goes on, it gets more like actiony. But for the most part, it's just really good story.
okay. I'll
Food Wars 2.
Oh,
Food
The
Wars-
Way of the Husband is going to be really good. Yeah, The Way of the Husband might be a good one for her to watch too. That's one of the ones I'm going to have Jaleesa watch.
is out of the way of the house husband. House
husband.
Is very. My friend watched that on Netflix. His wife was like, "What the fuck are you watching?"
is fantastic. The manga is just amazing.
I haven't seen. I meant to put that on my.
But yeah, rounding it out, like JK was saying before, I was playing some Doom Eternal, the DLC. Still really fun. I'm trying to savor it because I know I'm not going to get anything from that game in a while. I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to just take my time, which means a lot of pain, but you know it's worth it. Also, what'd you say?
Did you get the deluxe edition? And that's why you got the free DLC.
Yeah, I got the deluxe.
Okay, I couldn't remember. I can't remember if it did or not.
And then randomly I watched Sinister 2, which was not as good as the first one.
It wasn't. It wasn't.
The first one was really funny, especially that lawnmower sequence. That shit. That's probably one of the funniest.
Out of control. I was like, "What is going on?"
I was like, "Where is this going?" And just like out of nowhere, you just saw a motherfucker laying down. Like, oh, shit. Yeah. Sinister 2 is not that great. But what else? Of course, Invincible. First episode. I was hooked. I'm not even gonna lie. I was kind of falling asleep. First like 45 minutes of that. The first 30 minutes of it.
Yeah.
I was like, this is like some store brand Justice League shit.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I'm glad I stuck around. Goddamn.
That changed real quick.
That payoff was something. So
it was crazy how it happened right after like the title sequence. I was like, the title sequence, this shit about to end. I was like, wait a minute, something about to happen.
Tell me why I almost clicked off that too. Like as soon as I saw the roll title, I was getting ready to click off, and then I noticed that there was like 6 minutes still left, and I was like, why is there so much length after the title the session? So I sat there and watched, and I was like, oh my gosh, it's so good. I knew it was gonna be good because the comic was just fantastic. And if you haven't read that, I would highly suggest it. And if you want to, it's free on Amazon. If you have Amazon Prime, you can do Comics Unlimited, and you can watch it, read it from issue 1 to issue 10.
Oh,
is this still going on as a comic series?
No, it wrapped a long time ago. There are a total of like 20 books.
Good, because it's, I don't know. I'm starting to get a little bit tired of the ongoing whatever. I'm like, it's not that the story, I mean, I'd like to imagine that the story goes on, but I would like to not have somebody come in and ruin the characters. So it's like, it's easier to just like close it. And then like, in my mind, they're going on as who they were at the end of the series in the perpetuity or wherever trajectory they were headed on. And that's it. And I don't have to watch somebody like, decide to make them, I don't know, something that's like countering, their character just because they think it's creative or interesting. Like, oh yeah, let's make this guy like like a furry. I don't know if you guys know what furries are, but
yeah. All right. So I think that's everybody. That wraps up what's good. So I mean, the next thing we're gonna be doing is after podcast gaming. We definitely want to thank you, Mark, for joining us here.
Thank you for having me. This was fun.
Absolutely,
man.
Sharing your experience, sharing your your nerdery with us. We appreciate it.
I love it.
Blerdness.
Absolutely.
I've been watching you guys for months now, and I think
Sweet.
ever since you've been sharing the links in that code, I've been just clicking on them and watching you guys and talking shit.
Appreciate that.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah, thank you for starting DatCode, man. It's
outrageous shit. So you can catch.
I need to join DatCode. BCC is the first like Black code collective community that I was ever a part of. So DatCode sounds fantastic too.
Join up. If you're not a member, join up. Come talk shit with us. We do the same. We talk nerdery stuff, and
somebody drop a link in the Discord so I can get to it.
I will. I'll drop it.
Yeah. Oh, there you go. Mark will do it.
I'll do it in the chat. Cool.
Tokyo Ghoul is a fantastic anime too. I love their code, coffee making. Ooh, I like the website.
I just got Jujutsu Kaisen, guys. I'm gonna catch up next week, so I'll be able to talk shit in the comments.
Definitely.
With you guys.
Hey, that shit is fire.
It is fire, man. Like,
Is it only 23 episodes so far?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I got them all then. All right.
Manga is fire too. If you definitely get a chance to read the manga, is...
All right. So that's gonna wrap up the podcast. So we about to play some Rocket League. I mean, you know, if you want to hang out, Mark, you could probably fill in for Carl. He had to bounce.
Oh, I Rocket League. You playing on Xbox?
It's crossplay. It's on everything.
It's crossplay.
You don't want to play on Xbox if you're playing on Switch.
Yeah,
I wouldn't recommend it.
You know what? I thought you on PlayStation. Let me get on my PlayStation.
Hey, go ahead. We about to. All right, cool. We gonna switch over. Hold on.
Yeah.
Let me get the other screen up.
Oh, yo. And last thing. What's his face is getting season 5. Like what, in like 2 months? 2 months, 2 weeks? Rick and Morty season 5.
Oh, okay.
That's dropping too. I really need to do a roundup of like nerd news on our Instagram. I need to do better. I need to get better at that.
Definitely.
Gosh.
All right, but so
and quick, we want to shout out to our new subscribers. Real quick, we appreciate you on
For
Twitch.
sure. Absolutely. And thank y'all again for joining us. Definitely let us know what you think about the discussions today, or if there's something you haven't seen us talk about that you want our perspective on. Follow us at Blerdimension everywhere if you haven't already, namely here on Twitch and on YouTube. We stream the podcast live here on Twitch Thursday nights, so make sure you come through next week. We're going to take a quick break, but stay tuned for After Podcast Gaming. All right?
Also, definitely check out the Instagram. Follow there and on the YouTube channel video posts.
Yep.
I meant like subscribe
right,
on our
back,
YouTube, baby. Oh shit.